welcome to the grand finals of the Turtle Beach DreamHack Allstars in Valencia, Spain. We started the day with 4 teams, and after a long day of amazing games, this is it. We are down to 2 teams, Team Liquid and Navi, to determine which team will take home $7,500, as well as the title of champion of the Turtle Beach DreamHack Allstars in Valencia. Now, without further ado, we do have a pre-match interview set up for you guys. Vortex and Shrimpy, if you guys will come over here. Now, Shrimpy, I know that you guys get along with Liquid very well, and you wish Blackscorp happy birthday. But that being said, this is a competition, and I know you guys want to be a champion here. You've even defeated Liquid recently, so you are more than capable. What do you have to say to Liquid before this grand finals?
We're pretty confident. Like, we beat them 3-0, wasn't that hard, and we're gonna give Blackscorp a nice second place birthday present.
Very nice. And Vortex, obviously, Liquid has shown time and time again that you guys are the best and just champions here at DreamHack. And yet, Navi sounds incredibly confident against you guys. What do you have to say back?
The last team that showed so many confidence going on versus us ended up losing 3-0. So I wouldn't be so confident if I was him.
All right, well, there's a lot of talk going back and forth, but we're about to find out who will be the true champion here in Valencia. We're about to get the grand finals started soon underway, but before then, let's head over to the studio desk with Richard Lewis.
I like that. It's the studio desk with me.
She only named you.
Yeah, you dig?
Messed up.
You dig? Like, you guys are nothing. You're nothing.
We're just part of the desk. We're not even the Allstars anymore.
You've been demoted. To be fair, the predictions have been pretty bad. So,
what do you mean? Todd's been rocking it, but we've been really bad.
Yeah, but like he was only picking the edgy ones, and he got right. Like, by being lucky, didn't he? That's the
Why are you
line.
hating like this, man?
Look, come on, the finals.
That's his job.
let's get it in. But look, first thing we got to say is we did pray for change. We said like we wanted something different to happen here at this tournament. It did happen. We had Navi make it to a final, which is a landmark in itself. They overcome Gamers 2. So we are going to see something a little bit different. And what we've been talking about all day on the desk is how Navi are a good stylistic matchup against Team Liquid, that they actually can be capable of beating them. They've done it recently, just before this tournament. So I gotta wonder, any reason for Team Liquid to be worried here?
I don't know. I think we're gonna find out if just how seriously Liquid took those last games. Because I think there's a decent chance, because it was an online event, they were just kind of like, it's an online event, and it was right before a big event where they're going to be playing Navi. So there's a decent chance that
we were using the saving strats.
Yeah,
excuse,
exactly,
Ali.
yeah.
Oh, how very professional and unpredictable.
Whatever he was going to say, you were always going to find something anyway, isn't it?
No, but maybe he's right. Maybe.
I mean, not even saving strats, just as far as like maybe not, not trying, your best stuff.
What do you think?
I think, like you said, it's going to be a bit more of an interesting stylistic matchup, because even Liquid themselves, and Todd was talking to them earlier, and we've mentioned it here on the desk, Liquid say that they think they will have a lot more trouble with Navi than, say, Gamers 2. They had got to the finals. So the fact that even their opponents are respecting it and understand that this is a real threat just goes to show what kind of matchup we're looking forward to.
And of course, a massive psychological hurdle overcome for Navi just to make it this far, but also make it this far by beating Gamers 2, who've been their kryptonite, so many times in the past. And it was a comprehensive win. It was, clean. Thorough.
Yeah, I think it's funny, like the fact that this happened, they're probably going into these finals with like very high spirits. They pretty much kind of won their big battle before the finals already, because
they're winners already
so many times. Maybe not. You saw how they were after they won map number 1.
Yeah.
They got up and they celebrated as if they had won the whole series, even tournament maybe. Like, that was crazy. So you can tell like they're already very happy to be there, and I think they're going to go into this match with, I think, not too much pressure compared to the previous match, which is going to be good for them, because against Team Liquid, you need to be on your A game. That being said, as well as they played against Gamers 2, there was mistakes made here and there. If they make the same ones against Team Liquid, it's going to be a lot more unforgiving against these boys than it was against Gamers 2.
Well, a couple of things to note just for people at home, just in case they haven't picked it up there. It is, of course, a best of 5, and there isn't going to be an advantage per se for the upper bracket
What do you think about
team. Well, it's far be it from me to judge. As a traditionalist in esports, I find it abhorrent, but no.
There's one thing you don't do is judge.
No, I mean,
If Thorin was here, the esports historian, what would he say?
Mate, he'd be smashing a baguette off this table right now. So, no, the point is, they have had an advantage as such in the fact that obviously they've had some time out, you know, and blah, blah, blah. So that's what we're saying here. But there isn't going to be an advantage. So just to make that clear at home, there isn't like a one-map advantage or anything. This is going to be a clean and open best of 5. Now, that makes the task for Na'Vi to win this final all the more difficult, because you can't imagine a scenario, surely, where the all-conquering Team Liquid would lose 3 maps against anybody, right?
Yeah, well, they did it earlier, but like we said, maybe strat saving in the online tournament that they did before they came here. And they definitely did pull out some stuff that they didn't use in that online tournament. So it seems like a completely different Liquid are here. And if this is their offline Liquid we've seen at every other event, like we said, and I am aware I'm more than sounding like a fanboy, but Liquid offline is just not someone you see lose single maps. Like they've lost 1 map before this tournament, and that's it for their entire DreamHack career.
Yeah, they do. They look like they're on point today. They look like they're back to, they're on form. They're playing as well as they can, I think.
Yeah.
Close
But
to it.
if anyone can dethrone them, it's probably going to be Na'Vi if they keep playing as well as they have been.
Well, what have they been doing that's so standout good? Because, right, again, like I say, I don't know if you guys are flip-flopping. Like I say, maybe the heat's getting to me, right? But it seemed to be, at the start of the day, it was, Na'Vi are going to beat Gamers 2, 100%, like, yeah. And then Gamers 2 won. Then we're like, well, you know, Gamers 2 have shown the class, the experience. They're probably going to beat Na'Vi. And then now Na'Vi are beating them again. And I was saying, well, Na'Vi are the only team here that could probably dethrone Team Liquid. So, come on, guys.
It's 100% just a different playstyle matchup, because the Na'Vi playstyle, or their normal stuff, just really contrasted with the way that Gamers 2 played in the earlier matchups. And all the tournaments they've met before this, it's just a clash that doesn't mesh for the Na'Vi side. Whereas Liquid's more slow, methodical style is much more comfortable for Na'Vi to play against. So it's definitely a different style of play matchup that Na'Vi has a better chance than Gamers 2 do.
Well, Todd, you're awfully quiet over there on the end for a change. So let's get your thoughts about this final. Can Na'Vi realistically take the amount of maps that they would require here? 3 maps against Team Liquid.
I think they can, but like I said, it's going to be pretty hard. Like, if you look at their performance from their last match against Gamers 2, as good as it was, there was mistakes being made in there. In both games, there was like one moment when they were ahead and then they took like a really bad fight. They lost 3 guys in 4 moments. I was like, what the hell are they doing? Like, they're falling apart, even though they were really ahead. If this happens against Liquids, it's going to be the beginning of the end. And even if they're ahead against Liquid, like, it's just so hard to finish off these guys. So for me, Liquid are still the favorite here, but I think Na'Vi, they definitely have what it takes to do it. But they're going to have to play one hell of a series here if they want to be able to beat these guys.
Well, let's have a look at the players that are going to have to play that hell of a series for Na'Vi. Todd, since as you're talking, you can talk us through. We're going to do a wonderful sweep. We're going to do the individuals again, so for everyone at home to get them hyped. So when we go to each player, you can tell us a little bit about them.
You realize I'm really bad at this. You were much better when you were the one doing it. You were like, oh, Breeze, he's such a presence.
He was talking about presence.
He's an imposing presence.
I don't know. All I know is they've all got more hair than me. So anyway, here you go, Todd. Take it away.
This is Splendor here, the support player. He's a pretty good player, to be honest. I think he's been doing pretty good in the games that he's played there. Maybe not the first series, but other than that, yeah, definitely been doing his job very well. JPL, the French player, who's been doing wonders on Butcher past the 5th minute, because before that he fed quite a bit. Not that it mattered in the end, though.
Bit too much early aggression, but he definitely...
Seems to happen a lot on that map with Butcher.
Very true.
Eternal here, who played some pretty assassins himself today. Definitely did a good job of that. He thinks he can beat me in Warcraft 3, actually, this guy, because he played Warcraft 3 before.
Like
just a random fun fact.
Sorry,
Breeze,
that was fun.
Your favorite, Richard?
Yeah, he's just got great hair. I just love him.
So does he. Look at him,
Very good
shrimpy.
Yeah.
Fantastic hair.
I don't know what
there.
that means.
I don't know what his shampoo is, but if you could
I
tell
don't know what
someone and they're
shampoo is.
watching, sponsor this guy.
Yeah, definitely. He's
Why don't we have any
got a
shampoo
L'Oreal
sponsors?
sponsorship is waiting for him. So now we're going to move over to Team Liquid. Come on then, Heyoka. Come on.
Is it me?
Yeah, lay it on thick for
Grant
me.
Paquette, playing a lot of Rhaegar, doing some support, good player. Playing well today, on point. Lucifron, everyone's favorite Warcraft 3 player. That's right here. Vortex, his brother, StarCraft player.
You're keeping it simple.
I don't know.
aren't you?
I don't. I was
They
starting.
call you expert,
I was doing,
seriously? Like-
I was doing a lot of thinking, and then there was no speaking.
Can you throw in like random facts?
Falcon is we talked about him for like 5 minutes earlier. People may remember. Excellent.
I thought I was bad at this, but then I heard.
Yeah, I know.
I feel so
You
much
brought in a
better.
very interesting alpha earlier in the
Go
fight.
ahead, hey,
Yeah.
take it away.
Black score. See, I'm gonna let the crowd do it. See, they're doing my job for me.
Yeah, they're actually singing happy birthday to him. There you go.
It is.
How old is he today? Do we know? We should have found that out.
We should,
Yeah.
But anyway, indeed, it is his birthday, so he'll be looking for a wonderful gift in the form of a tournament win, which we do think is going to
Trophy.
happen. Yeah, the trophy filled with champagne, provided he's old enough to drink, which we'll check.
There's quite a bit of money actually on the line.
Yeah, of course, there's that as well. Obviously, the difference between the winner is, I think it's $7,000 for the winner and $4,500 for the runners-up.
So how much is $7,000 per player?
Let's not get into maths. While we're talking about this,
1,400.
you can actually tweet us the answer if you want to. We've got some skins to give away. Chance to win a Malfurion hero and skin code. And if you tweet hashtag DH Allstars and be sure to follow DreamHack at DreamHack, you will have a chance to win that. So definitely do that. We've still got loads to give away. So don't be like the people who just came up to us in the middle of the broadcast saying, "Can we have some skins?" Which,
What did you say to them?
well,
They came to me and asked me after. You told them to come ask me, didn't you?
yeah, no.
Whatever he's about to say, he's lying.
What Ted
Not
just
so much
said.
we as it was.
Ted just said, "Oh, see that guy over there who's eating? He's the head of Blizzard."
No.
Yeah, so go up to him and he can give you any skin you want in the game. And he
I
You
did
guys
not
are
say you were ahead of
awful.
Blizzard.
well,
This guy looked so heartbroken when he left. Like I was so confused.
Yeah,
I was like, what
because
did he expect? Like he thought I had skins.
well, yeah, but he also thought you were the head of
did
Blizzard.
Tetra really sold it.
I did not say ahead of Blizzard.
I'm pretty sure you did, Tetcher. You'll never work in this town again, mate. Find your behaviour reprehensible.
Like we said it straight away, just like, sorry for giving them all away on Twitter.
Yeah, well, if he listened, you know, and
They're sorry. I'm apologizing for them. They're sorry. If you're
shocking,
listening.
I am.
shocking behaviour. Anyway, let's get back to the tournament. So, guys, we've introduced the players. We can see we are getting ready for this best of 5. I just want to sort of get a feel, you know, get my finger on the pulse, because I know we've talked about how this is going to be a Team Liquid win. We've kind of talked about that pretty much right from the start of the tournament. We kind of felt that maybe it was going to be a Gamers 2 rematch early on. Now we're changing our minds. Now we're in the Na'Vi camp, but not so much that we think they're going to win. So let's start nailing down some predictions and whatnot. I'll start with you, Hayden.
Well, you know, we've been talking about how Liquid is favored, and while I do think that ultimately they'll pull it out, it's actually pretty close to a coin flip for me. I think it's
Really?
close to 50-50. Yeah, you know, especially after those games on Monday and just the way that I think Na'Vi is going to be one of those situations where they found their groove. They're kind of in the zone because they've been playing all day.
Do you reckon it's his last job here as expert?
Anyway,
I admire his impartiality. That's
so I think 3-2 Liquid.
a 3-2.
Oh yes.
Come
It's a
on.
best of 5, so.
Yeah, but still, though,
Yeah.
come on. We've had two zeros.
Well, we're gonna blitz the trail.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's 3-0, obviously.
Okay,
Whoever
okay.
wins is going to win 3-0. I'm seeing a pattern here.
I disagree.
Okay.
I completely agree with Hayoka. I think it will be a 3-2 to Liquid, but I agree it's definitely a very good chance of Na'Vi bringing it out in probably a similar score. So close to a coin flip, I have to go 3-2 Liquid as well.
3-2 Liquid as well. What do you think here, Todd?
You know what, Richard? Since you don't make predictions, but
I
you
don't.
kind of just did, I'm going to go for the 3-0 to make you right for Liquid.
But for Liquid, so we think Liquid will do a clean sweep. So I want to pick your brains just while we're getting the players kind of settled. We've seen Team Liquid sort of, they've been running this double specialist, right? That's the word for it.
yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that what you picked up on?
Yeah, the double specialist meta, and we've kind of been talking about that a little bit over the course of the day. Now, Na'Vi have had an opportunity to kind of see them do this. Is that a tactic that you think Team Liquid are going to stick with going into the final? And if so, is there a way that Na'Vi can counter it?
I think there's a pretty good chance we're going to have at least one game that's a repeat of the games from Monday on the Stormgrounds final, where it's double specialist against like double warrior and something like double warrior plus Illidan or double warrior plus.
It's their key stars. Like Liquid really like the specialists, whether it is the Zagara and Nazibo that they run the most, but they run those two as basically assassins, or bring in the Abathur Lost Vikings. So it's very, very hard to ban against Liquid, because they have such a wide pool in terms of those specialists. Whereas Na'Vi, like we said, double warrior style, which is going to clash very nicely, but most of the warriors are just trying to push through and tank the damage. Na'Vi's style seems to be hit your head against the brick wall until it falls down, and Liquid's is make the wall run away and throw shit at you as it runs away.
I think Na'Vi ever practices with Bloodlust. I want to see them like Bloodlust Ethereal or something.
Oh,
I don't.
You're not in Kansas anymore. Like this is Europe, mate. Calm down. So
We haven't seen Bloodlust since Alpha.
we haven't seen Black Scorp on Zeratul yet, right? It's been
it's
only
been
Illidan.
banned every time.
They've saved it for the finals, just like we save it for the live. They've been saving it for the finals,
Well,
man.
we're going to go to the map veto now. We can get a feel for what maps we're going to be seeing, or battlegrounds, I should say. I do apologize. So let's have a look and see what we've got.
Oh, Battlefield of Eternity Decider.
Okay. But first map, Blackheart's Bay, once again sneaking its way in. Dragonshire, it's number 2.
not
Not
necessarily-
Spider Queen. So it's Blackheart's or Spider Queen first.
Well, we don't know who picked first, yeah.
Yeah. The only
great,
map that
but-
was banned was Garden of Terror, which was the Na'Vi ban, which, as I've said, may be the worst map. But Liquid banning Cursed is weird to me, because that guarantees Battlefield.
Yeah, so
They probably don't mind.
So talk me through that then. Is that just we'll leave it in as a wild card? Is there any particular reason to remove Cursed Hollow if you're Team Liquid? Like,
Not
is
really.
it a case of being more confident on beating Na'Vi on, if it gets that far, on Battlefield?
Yeah, I mean, maybe they have something prepared for Battlefield.
maybe they saved
That's-
it.
Yeah, that's kind of what that move screams.
Liquid for the longest time always were the team that if you could push them onto the least played map, like for the longest time it was the Haunted Mines, they were the team that, as I said before, would bring in this strategy and just destroy anyone, because they practice the map a little bit more than everyone else, and they are a lot more comfortable on the 2-lane maps, the smaller maps. So that might be why.
I
By
think
the way,
there's
it is Tomb of the Spider Queen first. Look at the picture on the monitor.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Dr.
Observant
Todd here,
Todd.
reporting in.
Yeah, good spot. So yeah, we're going to have the 2 minutes Spider Queen. So
Carry again.
let's start talking about that then. I mean, Team Liquid have got that pick in there.
Why don't you tell us about your experience on Tomb of the Spider Queen?
Well, again, the people don't want to hear about me, as amazing as I am. But Na'Vi obviously have shown that they're capable on that map as well. So how do we see that going overall between the two teams? Is that going to be the map where maybe you would expect Team Liquid to dominate on it, or can Na'Vi get? Is that where an upset's potentially?
It seems like stylistically, this definitely would favor Na'Vi, because they are like the guys that love to fight and brawl all the time. But if there was one team that's able to react properly to a lot of these attacks, it definitely have to be Team Liquid. I think you guys will agree with that.
This is the map that really personifies that clash of styles. Because Navi's going to pick something, and they're just going to run
It's
a
all
Liquid.
about, like Na'Vi side is all about controlling the areas with the warriors, whereas Liquid, they're almost, I'd say 100% if it's not banned, going to be picking Zagara, and she is one of the best heroes on the map, just takes huge control of the area via pushing and just via vision. And
Yeah,
that's
the
what
creep is
Liquid
really,
run.
really good on this map.
And Nazibo as well, throwing spiders into turning points really makes it hard. So, like we said, this is probably going to be the best map to show off the clashing style.
So you think that actually this is one of the better maps that Na'Vi have a chance of?
I think this is going to be the one that brings us some of the closest games, because it's definitely a huge clash of style.
I think this is probably going to be one of those maps where Liquid first bans Tyrande, I think.
Maybe. I could see that, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see Na'Vi ban out the Zagara
Yeah,
as well.
I think that's
and
fair.
that just means that Johanna and Jaina are just going to get
Zeratal's
first
going to get
picks.
through.
So, oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
The bans are going to be super interesting, because Na'Vi, with the style that they play, where they play super aggressive and they love having like a bunch of stunners and like a lot of assassins and all that. Like, I mean by that, like Butcher. Do you ban Butcher? Do you ban Tyrande? You're at least going to have to ban some of these guys. And then if you don't, then you're not banning the guys like Jaina. Zeratul could come into play. If Zeratul's banned, then there is a chance we might see a Kerrigan out of Black Scorp, which would be the first and probably last time ever we saw her, because we just don't see her, Kerrigan. She's getting shown no love. So it's going to be super cool to see the draft here already.
That's actually a good point too, because a lot of teams will do the thing where they ban Tyrande, very specifically targeting Tyrande Butcher. But Na'Vi have already shown that they don't really care about that. They'll play Butcher anyway. They'll just YOLO
As long as
that.
they have a Divine Shield for him, they do not care, as long as he has a chance of getting out.
Yeah, so
at
how are
least.
they able to make just the Butcher work then, when other teams need that pairing, that synergy? What are Na'Vi doing to make the Butcher just work alone?
Because they're all inning with the Butcher no matter what, and just only doing it when they have Divine Shield up. Because no matter how much, if the Butcher engages and gets good stun, Divine Shield instantly dropped on him. And if they're in a good situation where the enemy try to focus down the Divine Shielded target, which they obviously cannot do, then the Butcher can keep going. If the enemy's prepared to immediately kill the Butcher, or the rest of Na'Vi aren't near, then the Butcher pulls back. It's literally just engage Divine Shield, see what happens, and then you can work out whether you disengage or keep pushing.
So maybe a ban on Uther, because then Butcher by himself is already a lot less scary.
Yeah,
Maybe,
definitely
yeah.
a solid choice.
So apparently we're just doing some last-minute PC alterations before we get started into the final, which of course
He's still alive.
which does give me an opportunity to definitely plug to you guys at home again that all you need to do to win a Malfurion hero is skin code. Apparently we've got 100 of them, no less.
I didn't get any.
100. Yeah.
And we don't get any of them. It's messed up.
There's a Snickers bar under the table for you, brother. Is that not enough? Okay, so all you got to do is tweet the hashtag DHAllstars and follow @DreamHack on Twitter, and you could be one of those lucky 100 people. So definitely do that. It's your chance to get a bit of swag from this tournament, the Turtle Beach DreamHack All-Stars. And just back to some sort of final thoughts before we start getting into the draft happening. So we've had some 3-2s talked about. Is there a scenario where Na'Vi can replicate that online 3-0? Is there something that can happen where Team Liquid get completely found out? And if so, what would it be?
I think it's down to basically Liquid has shown, I think, all of their cards. They're still the same Liquid that they have been this entire time, and they've shown off all of their sneaky stuff. They've shown that, yes, Abathur, Vikings, Zagara, Nazeebo, those are their main focuses. And they've shown that.
They haven't brought out the Zeratul though, and they haven't used the double healer comp that they were last DreamHack Summer. So they have a lot of
still
freak
have
up
a
their
couple
sleeve.
of things, but it's all stuff that they have shown before. They've shown all of their cards, and
And you were
Na'Vi basically need to
talking about
work
that,
out
though.
exactly what is going on.
There's the importance of potentially Zeratul here. You did mention this.
Zeratul is incredible as a hero, and there's the fact that Black Scorp, one of the reasons he is so famous as an individual player is because of his Zeratul play over time. His Zeratul and his Illidan have been feared and banned by many because he is just an incredible player on him.
Zeratul is one of the highest skill cap heroes in the game, and Black Scorp is arguably the best in Europe, maybe even in the world on that hero. He's really, really good with it. So you have to ban it a lot of the time when you're playing against Team Liquid, and if you don't, he's still very good with other heroes, as we thought. Illidan can bring out the Kerrigan as well from time to time, even though as of late it's not happened.
This is the map to do it on if you're going to.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're kind of making it sound that like Na'Vi really are locked into this like horrible uphill battle. It seems like there's not enough bans to sort of ban everything out that Team Liquid can throw at you.
That's games against Liquid in a nutshell, actually.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard. So I'm going to ask you as the Team Liquid inside man, I want you to do a bit of role play here. Imagine there's an opportunity for you to help Na'Vi out. What would you tell them to do here?
I mean, they can just kind of pretend that it's the same games that it was on Sunday or Monday, and just play their game and try to play it solidly and pick some warriors that have a lot of health. Try not to get plinked down, that kind of thing. Just run at them.
Try not to dive a core without your minion wave.
Yeah, make it bloody. Do it correctly. Don't overextend. I think one of the things that Na'Vi, that's one of the pitfalls they fall into is they overextend a little bit more than most.
They
I would
get
say.
excited.
Yeah, because of they play that aggressive style, and so it's kind of lends itself to miscalculations. Because especially when you do those dives where you just dive on the core and just try to suicide it down like they've been doing all day.
Yeah.
If you calculate that slightly wrong, you'll just lose. So that's the thing they need to watch out for.
And I'll ask you, Tetcha, because I know you've been talking about this over the course of the day, seeing you talking to the players. So does anyone have an ace up their sleeve here? Are we going to see any truly surprising picks?
I was told at the start of this tournament that at least there is a hero that was going to be picked at least once. It hasn't happened yet, and the finals may be the place to pull it out, but I think they were bluffing, and I don't think they'll do it because it's too risky.
you think we'll see something weird like the Serpent Lily?
Maybe, but it will definitely be as like a secondary.
You're not in Kansas anymore. It's all like,
It's not like it will be like Water Dragon as opposed to Cloud Serpent kind of thing, just for the huge area slow.
don't dignify this command.
So what do you think, Todd? I mean, like, again, we're talking a lot basically about Team Liquid as if they are just some unstoppable force, and even a team as...
I mean, they can lose, but winning 3 maps against this team is just so difficult to do at a DreamHack. Like online, they've lost matches here and there. And, you know, when they lost to Navi recently, it wasn't the first time that they lost a match online. Like they lose here and there at times. The thing is, they just play so much better here that it's going to take, you know, another level of Navi from what we've seen, I think, here already for them to be able to beat them. Not just in the draft, but in the game in particular. You know, some of the calls that they make, you can tell. I saw a lot of hesitation today, you know, even in their games against Gamers 2. Like, they were like going forward, going for the attack, and then you could tell somebody had told them on TeamSpeak, like, maybe we should pull back, and they were like, oh, are we going or not? Whereas from Team Liquid, silky smooth. Like, they go there, they pull back when they have to. Once in a while, somebody will get caught out of position, but then they make it look like it doesn't even matter because they just pull back, play it right the whole way, wait until he comes back, and then go for the good fight.
And you don't think there's anything Navi can do to sort of disrupt that? Maybe get inside their heads a little bit? I mean,
if they get ahead early on, which they've done really well against Gamers 2, and you know, they pick a lot of CC heroes, you know, stunners, disable, and all that, and they get some good momentum, I think they can snowball out of control and beat Team Liquid. But for that to happen multiple games is going to be really hard. They need to open strong for sure. And the thing is, even if they do and win the first map like in a very strong way, if there is one team that will stay in it and like stay focused and still play very good, that's Team Liquid. So even that is, you know, it's going to be good, but not even necessarily give them that much momentum.
It's true that they have looked a little unsure of themselves at times today. Like, there was that time against Gamers 2 where they went and started attacking their boss. And they got it
too.
Yeah, they got it down like, well, they got it down like to like 2/3, and then they were just kind of like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this, and they left. So
Gamers 2 were like kind of on the way though.
a little bit.
And you don't want to fight around the boss.
I was thinking also like on Dragonshire when they were at the bottom and they wanted to go for the keep. They were like, should we go back? And then like they were doing the dance here for a little bit of time, and then eventually they pull back. Like when this happens, you can know like there is a little bit of miscommunication happening. And I feel that from Team Liquid, we almost never see that. Like maybe 1 game out of 10, and even then it's not going to matter because they're still going to play so good the rest of the game anyway that they win.
I was just, we were having a little sweep of the crowd there. There were some interesting characters in there. Someone got caught out in the middle of a conversation. Like a bit shocked by the camera in his back. And then there was a slightly older gentleman there, older than the average age of the heroes of the Storm crowd.
So. Kind of like you.
Yeah, no, I was going to go up and talk to him. Why have you got such a thick head of hair? What's your secret?
Do you think they have any special celebrations planned for Black Scorp's birthday if he wins?
I haven't.
Are they going to throw a cake in his face or something?
Champagne out the cup? I don't know, depending on how old he is, like Richard said.
Yeah.
Oh, you're from Team Liquid
idea.
too. What are you going to do? Go up the stage and take all the credit?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. That sounds good.
Yeah, he's got his...
I'm going to take my shirt off. I have his name written on my chest.
He's got his winner's speech in his top pocket there as well. It's only down to the legendary development and coaching of One Heyoka.
Organizational structure.
That's me.
It was the industry.
But so yeah, we are almost ready to go. We're going to start going into the draft real soon. We've had a few issues. You can see there is the trophy in the background. So I got to ask, guys, right? I need to ask you about some of these heroes. I've been told, right? Because we keep seeing a lot of similar picks, right? So what is it about certain champs that make them better than others to pick? Why is there, in a game where there's so many different heroes, why are some default picks so important to have, team-wise?
It's a very wide and open question.
Yes.
Once again, it all depends on team style, but there's a load of heroes that just feel good on a lot of maps. Like, for example, the smaller maps we were talking about earlier, like Tomb of the Spider Queen, really lends itself to a Sylvanas more, so you'll see her picked in most games. Jaina and Kael'thas, we see them either picked or banned a lot because the mages currently are very strong. You don't get Spell Shield until very late level. So there's a lot of situations where there's some picks that are better. Zagara, really good for vision, really good for single target focus, and the Maw can easily change a team fight either way.
What about the Butcher? Since the recent patch, we've seen the Butcher find a lot of play. Like it's found quite comfortably its spot in the meta. So talk me through that.
Butcher is, like we said, he sort of came in to the meta and didn't find his spot for a while, exactly like you said, but he was pretty much figured out since he was from when he was released, where everyone knows like he's basically an all-in guy. He basically takes the place of Tyrael with less tankiness and more damage. He is the, I'm going to focus this guy, and this guy is going to die, or I'm probably effed. And that's the whole idea. Idea. And basically, if you stick him with Anufa, which works best, you can keep him alive. And the other option, which is why we've seen it banned so often, is Tyrande, because she can do the follow-up stun, which is similar to most ganking squads, and has the vulnerable, which means whoever she targets takes more damage from everyone. And there could be a situation where Butcher already does immense amounts of damage, so Butcher engages, they get follow-ups done by Tyrande, and take bonus damage from the Butcher, who already is hitting for free.
Sometimes people add Arthas into that too, and so you have this
even
squad
more
that runs
lock-up.
around. Yeah, you have more lockdown, you have some tankiness, and that's one of those things that's interesting too, because even if you do that, we've seen this on Tomb before, where they run around, and they die a bunch of times. Like the Butcher will go 0-4 in a couple minutes, but it doesn't really impact the mid game that much. It's still they can still pull out of that fairly easily.
Butcher can pick up his fresh meat again, and he's ready to go.
He starts doing a ton of damage mid late game anyway. He just starts right clicking people. And so you're not. It's fairly all in, but you're not totally screwed if those early rotations don't go well.
Yeah, wrong sign to bring, but good on you.
Wait until tomorrow.
Yeah. we'll save that.
He has a hero sign for tomorrow.
But I want to ask you as well about the Abathur bans that we've seen a lot of today, which you said was done mainly out of respect to Vortex. But I want to pick up on that a little bit here. Like, what is the importance of Abathur as well in the team compositions that we've seen Team Liquid being running, and why is it important that Na'Vi remove that?
Abathur is very important, especially to a Team Liquid style, due to the fact that he's so versatile. Team Liquid, their whole playstyle, like we said, is very slow and methodical, but it's all about finding little gaps to get XP in situations where most teams would still be deciding what to do. They just instantly know to go to a lane and get XP. Abathur means they have a lot more freedom with that. He can jump himself into a lane, soak a load of XP, and just keep going with it. And in the other engagements, you build him with Symbiote, so he basically becomes a heal and survivability machine and extra damage, throw it on top of an Illidan, who's already very hard to kill, and you just basically have this almost immortal killing machine who's jumping around the fight, dodging skill shots, and continuously healing himself.
He has incredible map presence too that entire time, which is why it fills into the Liquid style so well, so it lets them play very methodically.
And Todd, again, I'm loving it whenever we talk about these things. You just sort of looking at the monitor, having a look at the crowd.
Looking at the grills, man.
Yeah. So just some thoughts as well about sort of what are the big contested, must-have heroes if you're, Team Liquid or Na'Vi, for example.
I think like the most banned heroes that we've seen probably been Jaina and Zeratul, and I think it's very representative of how strong these heroes are, and how present they are in the meta as heroes that can change games, do a lot, and affect the game a lot. But now, since it's a best of 5 and we're going to see like multiple different maps, obviously like from map to map it's kind of going to change, what heroes more important than others. And it's just going to be very important basically to try and realize as early as possible what the opposite team has planned so that you can properly counter it. Because if you get a very good draft here on the map, he can basically transform it from a map where you would have been unfavored into a situation where you're going to be, at great odds to win if you just play solid. So the draft is going to be super important, and those strong heroes are the things to look out for, not just in picks, but in bans as well. Like the last game that we saw from Na'Vi against Gamers 2, they had so much stun. They had Muradin, Uther, Anubarak, and then the Butcher. That's ridiculous. And then Sylvanas behind it with her Wailing Arrow.
And Web Blast to add into it as well.
He seems surprisingly few Kel'Thas bans today, I think.
And actually, surprisingly few picks when he wasn't banned as well, or at least leaving him till very late.
What's your favorite hero, Richard, from the games you've seen today?
It's been kind of tough to pick it out. I think just in terms of it's been interesting to watch the Butcher sort of because I've played obviously pre-Butcher patch.
You identify yourself to the Butcher, so you like it.
We have got a lot of physical similarities. There is no doubt about that. But I really wanted to see what happened when this sort of Diablo patch came in. I wanted to see how that was going to switch things up. And it was a bit of an unknown quantity for me coming in. Now, again, there was lots of people sort of that are getting pub stomped that were sort of complaining about, the classic new champions OP gibberish. So I wanted to see how he, did at a tournament, and seems to be very effective, but only in some sort of specific team compositions.
Very narrow, yeah. His
Yeah,
role
it's like a
is
niche
somewhat
pick,
narrow.
but it's found its place now, you know. So that was interesting for me. But I think just in terms of sort of watching how controlled a lot of these team fights have been, like when you actually see a top team and how they control a team fight, it's very interesting actually, like all the little sort of nuances that are going on. So yeah, it's been a very good learning experience.
Fights tend to be fairly prolonged in general,
Yeah.
and so there's a lot of nuance, there's a lot of positioning, a lot of sort of strange things happening at once that are kind of interesting to watch.
But yeah, so I've enjoyed it. What about you, Todd? What's your favorite hero?
I got quite a few. I'm a big fan of Allstars these days. He's like my most played hero by far. Used to be Zeratul, so I'm still a big fan of Zeratul. So I'm looking forward actually to seeing whether we're going to see it in action. Because again, Black Scorp, we've mostly seen him on Illidan. I think it's time to show the world how well he's doing with Zeratul. Had some epic games at DreamHack Summer in the grand finals. Like again, this one game on the Cursed Hollow against Gamers 2 where they were in a not so good position, let's just say that. And then he Void Prison the support in the back. You know what Void Prison is, right?
Yes,
like
yes.
you isolate one hero,
Yes.
and he can't move for a few seconds or do anything to help the team. And then they killed the rest of the team and started winning from there. And that was the comeback. I think it was the last game too. So
Yeah, it was.
definitely cool to see like big plays being made like this on such a high skill cap hero. Because again, in Heroes of the Storm, it's very team play orientated. It's very hard to see like a lot of very shiny plays in terms of moves that you can do with your heroes and stuff. But Zeratul is definitely one of those heroes that will have these kind of plays, and you will be like, oh my god, like that was just actually sick what I just saw.
I did actually have a serious question for you. I didn't know when I was going to work it in, but at the moment we're just changing a PC for Vortex. That's what's going on. So if you're wondering why we're talking such inane gibberish, that's what's happening. We're filling for time, but it's nearly done. But I did have a serious question that I wanted to ask you.
It's going to be bad, I can.
No. Why would that be bad? So it's obviously we've seen a lot of ex-StarCraft players transition, into Heroes of the Storm and playing it. So Todd, listen, well, why do you think something bad's coming? So I just want to wonder is like how is it that you haven't even been able to do that?
Todd
He
actually
did
won.
play for a team for a while.
Yeah, Todd
Really?
won a tournament that we organized.
I won a Liquid tournament online,
yes.
and
$100.
you know Gamers 2?
Wow.
Gamers 2, the team
Yes,
that's there.
yeah.
My first official match in a proper league, I beat them with my team, which we were playing together for one day back then. What's up now? What about you? What about you, professional carry on any game ever, Mr. 15 years in esports historian with Thorin?
Hey,
never won anything.
hey.
Why don't we go to esports earnings and type Richard Lewis in there and see what happens?
Hey, man.
It's okay, I already know what happens.
Well, let's be
Take
real.
it-
My fee
Let's
for
go to
doing this is
commercial.
higher
Cut.
than my fee for doing this is higher than your career earnings. Let's be real. All right, let's be real.
Liar.
No. But I was gonna say. So you actually did win a tournament in Heroes of the Storm.
A small tournament online.
Yeah.
It was $100, yes.
To split in
Split 5 ways, yeah.
No, but
Here-
hey, it's something.
Here's what I
man.
bought with a few chocolate bars.
But
It's still better than anything you earned in your career. though.
so, but what? Come on, let's be real. Why aren't you still playing?
I don't know. I decided to go full-time commentator, man. No more competition. Why?
That's a terrible thing to say.
Why?
You've got a co-caster. You're not competition to him though.
No. I didn't want to compete professionally in gaming anymore,
right,
and I wanted to do commentary instead.
I thought you meant there was no competition as commentators. I was like, that's a bit much.
Well, to
Tom.
be honest, no. No, I don't know. Like like when you've played for this many years, maybe you want to do something a little bit different. So since video games are still my passion and I still play a lot, I thought it'd be cool to commentate instead. The pro gaming life can be difficult. Like you need to practice a lot of hours, and at my age, I'm 30. It can be difficult to play. To put in the hours, not everybody wants to do it.
I always
so
forget how old you actually are, dude. It's like,
Soon he'll catch up
the
to
face
you.
of an angel.
yeah, I know. No, the thing is, it's like what he doesn't realize is it's the ages after 30 where you just age rapidly. Like you will, a couple of years from now, they're going to be like, who's that guy who looks like Richard Lewis? That's Todd.
As long as I don't look like you, I'm okay.
Mate, it's
We're
gonna,
drifting
it's
off,
gonna
but
happen. Yeah, I
pretty
know.
bad.
Well, I can't wait for you to go bald. That's going to be the best. That's going to be the highlight of my life. But anyway, I have been told that this transferring of the computer is going to take a little bit longer than we've anticipated. Oh.
So
What?
find something else.
Hang on, I'm getting updates coming
Happening.
through, so. Right, so what they're going to do is, while they're still changing the PC, we're going to be able to have the drafts underway. So I guess we can sort of talk about them, even though the people at home might not be able to see them and might not be able to bring them up on screen. But we are going to get them up on screen.
No, we will be.
First of all.
Yeah, we'll be able to see it.
Good. Okay, so they're going to be coming up. So I guess we'll get back to some good old-fashioned theory crafting. I'll start with you, Hayoko. What do we think we're going to see? Because you said this is the map where we're going to see the contrasting of styles. This is the one that's going to be open. So what sort of picks are we going to see from both teams here?
I'm going to predict this is going to be the one where we see the double. What's going on there? The double specialist against something that's hyper aggressive. Probably maybe 2 warriors.
Yeah, double warrior pick.
I think Butcher's going to be high up on Navi's list as something they're going to try. Maybe with
the key players
Sarandon,
on
maybe
Tomb of
not.
the Spider Queen, you think are Butcher and who? Jaina?
maybe Kel'Thas.
Zagar?
Yeah. Okay. I agree.
Yeah.
Maybe Zeratul in there, pretty high as well. So that's we just named 5 heroes that are really strong on this map. So only 2 of them will get banned at first, and then they will start the picks. So it's very likely that 2 of these guys get banned, and then 3 of them get picked very quickly.
I think it's pretty high likelihood that Navi keeps banning Zeratul first, right?
Yeah, I think they'll ban Zeratul and Liquid actually have quite a few options. But if I had to guess, if you like look at the way Navi's been drafting, if Liquid want to like remove the threat of Butcher or anything like that, then banning Uther is just the safest choice.
Banning Uther makes a lot of sense.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, surely they've got to address. I mean, that Butcher pick, they're running it. You know, they're running it solo. It's had a lot of success. So, do they need to start thinking about the way they're banning now?
I think so.
Yeah, I think like banning Uther first against Navi, and then Tyrande as second, or depending on what they're going. You know, like there's a few comps
picking Rhaegar in your first couple.
Well, here we go.
Yeah, like could be one of the really good things to do.
So the draft is underway.
Welcome to the draft, by the way. First time you've been with us.
Yeah, it's good actually to have the delay so I can get involved in a draft. So
Your favorite map, Richard?
Oh, there we go.
Zeratul
yeah,
ban by Navi.
it's the final I always dreamed of. You get Tomb, and we're going to start seeing the picks. We are going to bring that up for you now.
Yeah, so Navi banning Zeratul here, no surprise.
Yeah.
Team Liquids, do they go for the Uther that we talked about, or do they try to ban one of the more standard ban heroes here, Jaina, which certainly could be the first pick for Navi.
Jaina, Johanna. Navi loving their Johanna and loving their Muradin, but I doubt we'll see a Muradin
Yeah,
ban.
it's hard to justify a ban for those, I think. They're
Well,
good.
we've seen
Quite a few people
Johanna
did
bans.
in the past, though.
Yeah, definitely for Johanna and a lot of Jaina.
Johanna.
Yeah, but we're not going to see like Muradin ban, which
Muradin,
is why
no.
Navi have picked it up so often because it's been open and Breeze loves it as Modan ban.
Interesting.
Yay for rhyming. But now Navi have a lot of choices to pick, and what their safest option to give them the most options later is Uther.
The same thing as earlier happened just now, Richard. Since they ban as Modan, which is not usually like one of the heroes that you ban here, there's going to be a lot of good heroes available here for both teams to pick from. And Team Liquid, the last time that they did that, didn't they go for like Abathur Illidan? Was that the
They
one
did.
game?
They went straight for that, I'm pretty sure.
It's like a sign that this draft is going to get real weird.
Isn't that the
real
worst
quick.
Abathur map, though? I really don't like Abathur.
This one is, yeah, it's very hard. And Navi picking up Johanna first, but that does leave Jaina immediately over Liquid unless they are, like we said, focusing on like an Illidan build, in which case Uther Illidan or
If they go
Rhaegar
Jaina
Illidan,
Uther here, it's quite a good,
that
I
would
think,
be
for Liquid.
very powerful.
And then they get the Butcher themselves.
Jaina's
Give
fairly
them a
likely.
taste of their own medicine. That's what happens.
Have you seen Liquid play Butcher? I don't think I have.
I have not.
Yeah, I don't think they have yet.
Like Navi, the only ones I've seen.
It's funny 'cause,
Navi
like-
and Fnatic are the ones I've seen run it.
We talked a lot about Black Scorp, Zeratul, Kerrigan, Illidan, but actually if there is one guy, he's the melee assassin on the team. I mean, he can play a few other heroes like Nazeebo, but I think he'd be the guy to take on Butcher. Has he practiced it though? Because it really looked like JPL practiced his Butcher quite a bit. This guy hasn't slept since the Butcher patch came in.
Of course, he's the new kid on the block as well, so he knows he's got to bring the heat. He's got to be at the top of his game.
Liquid not even going for like some of those high priority picks, just sticking to their theme and instantly getting Zagara.
Are they
Very strong
gonna-
on this
are they
map,
gonna
and
Nazeebo
they
here?
love her. As much as that seems to be their theme, I really doubt. I'd say if they're picking Nazeebo, it'll be third or fourth.
I think Jaina, like, on this map,
I would Jaina or Uther.
Yeah, it seems like a mistake to let Jaina through at this point almost.
the
Such a
thing
high
is, there's
priority. It's gonna
Kel'Thas
be
still
risky.
open though.
Kel'Thas is still open, but giving it away on this map is not as terrible as some of the
Yeah.
other maps, and Navi will not feel too bad about giving that to Liquid.
Yeah,
They've
so
proved
that's why
already that they're
they
great
should
at
steal
dodging.
Jaina, I guess, then.
Yeah, if
They
Navi
go-
are given the option to take Jaina, they should steal it.
Yeah, I think that's why I think you almost have to take Jaina because you don't.
Yeah.
Because Navi's going to pick it otherwise, right?
Yeah,
And
pretty
it's,
sure.
It's it's one of the higher priority heroes.
I think Navi,
Top 4 probably.
they'd be happy to go like Sylvanas and like whoever, like Vala,
Throw in
Jaina,
another
if they
warrior,
can.
throw in the Muradin, and they'll be happy. Liquid running down their bonus time pool quite a bit for this one. Just
Yeah.
And
Trying to
They're
be
at a crossroads, because this is going to be where they pick their strategy, essentially, and then
Pretty much,
we'll be,
or at least-
we'll be going down that road.
Yeah, there's you.
Interesting.
That
Okay.
does leave a lot more options open for them.
Thieves.
It does leave melee assassins open, and it does deny it from Na'Vi. So
Yeah, I was going to say, is that
a
is that a pick that's more predicated on the fact that they don't want Na'Vi to have it?
Yes.
Definitely, and it is just gives them the most options, because having Uther really sets you up for melee assassin, like an Illidan, or something like that. Na'Vi still can pick Butcher if they want. If they went to Randa and Butcher, and then had a Rhaegar as their healer, but there's a good chance that if they pick either of those now, Liquid will either ban the other one or ban the Rhaegar.
Yeah.
And that will mean if they pick Tyrande now or just pick Tyrande Butcher,
Yeah.
Liquid would ban the Rhaegar, and
even
suddenly there's no burst
Just
heal.
pick a good comp to deal with it,
Yeah,
too.
there's the Kael'thas.
Yep.
And Jaina.
Surprise from the Kael'thas here.
They may
Jaina
just be
would
going for
definitely be
double
one of
mage
the good
strings.
picks.
A little unusual to go.
Sylvana's still
Jaina.
open as well. Like, do you think Jaina is better than Sylvanas here every single time?
I think you need to focus more on team fighting Liquid, because they will just outlane you if you're not careful. So I think picking up the Jaina might actually be better for them than the Sylvanas.
Okay.
We will see, though.
Na'Vi here is. Do they play the double tank for almost certain? Already having a Johanna and loving the Muradin as much as they do. Also, actually, yeah, Team Liquid, they could steal that or ban it.
Yeah,
Right
but
after
they
this.
seem to be fine on anything else. Like Breeze will happily play the Johanna, and then if they wanted to, they could run in the Anubarak or the Arthurs. They have plenty of options for that.
This next pick and the two bans are going to be so important. They're really going to set up basically how both composition are going to end and how the game's going to go. So Anubarak here.
That's very interesting.
Another warrior?
Yeah, picking that up before the Jaina or before their own support. So now Liquid has the option to ban out supports if they want to, but Na'Vi has the option to ban out option for warriors in terms of Liquid.
Liquid has been a pretty big fan of banning out supports in the last couple weeks, so.
They have. Like that was one of their best wins at DreamHack Summer, where basically they banned a support first and then
picked
picked two
support.
supports
Yeah.
and banned out the fourth support before
Yeah.
Gamers 2 even had a chance to pick one, and left them with the two considered the worst two.
And then instead of being like, oh, this was an amazing move, people went, there is not enough support in the game. The classic reaction.
Yeah, you can't please everyone, can you?
Yep, there you go.
There's the Rhaegar ban, which
Support
makes
ban.
a lot of sense. So
pretty
Na'Vi
hot.
stuck on
So far,
Arthurian.
Team Liquid really seem to have Na'Vi's number here. They've kind of, you can see that it's preying on Na'Vi's mind now.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is very true. Like Liquid, they do need to actually fill in some damage for themselves
Yeah.
to get through these warriors. Because right now, Zagara ain't going to cut it on her own. So Liquid are really hiding their strategy at the moment, and it's a good chance that Na'Vi could either ban out part of it here, which means Liquid's going to have to change it up, or just pick part of it later on. Running down the timer quite a lot here.
Well, yeah, you can see the...
Banning a
going
warrior
in the bonus
makes
time
the
as
most
well.
sense.
It's very hard to
guess.
anticipate what Liquid wants to go for here. I think an Illidan is definitely like one of the likely picks because Zerathul's already out of the equation. Butcher, we talked about it, but I mean, I've never seen Liquid play it, so Illidan here, when they already have a Uther, definitely could be one of the good picks that they can go for.
But that does leave Jaina open, who somehow managed to slip through this far already.
there it is.
And
Oh,
it
there
is.
you go.
So banning
Actually,
out the
in terms of tanks here, who are we going to see out of Team Liquid?
well, if they run Illidan, then they have quite a few options. They could be running the Arthurs, the Muradin open as well. They don't need
If they
to
go
pick the
Illidan,
Muradin.
I think they should go Muradin as well.
They don't need to pick Muradin, though, because there's no way Na'Vi will go free tanks.
Yeah.
So Muradin would be a situation of they really want it, as opposed to Tyrael, who
But
can
he's-
follow in with Illidan.
Do you
It's
consider
both viable.
Muradin or TRL tankier at the front to help Illidan?
Muradin's tankier,
Yeah,
but
so that's-
Tyrael is adding more damage, and they already have Zagara in the backline. So they are already focusing on quite a damagey team.
But they still got 3 picks though, so
They
I'm
do.
kind of expecting, melee assassin tank and then another proper assassin behind, or a specialist. Like, I mean, if they play an Illidan, they can last pick something like a Tassadar.
Or Nazibo, just throw him in again. They seem to like it. There's the
Double
Malfurion
support.
double support, and they've once again put Na'Vi in that situation where they're very limited on their support picks. They have to pick Brightwing, Lili, or Tyrande now, and Tyrande is not a main healer. And that is, this is Liquid, banning the other picking and banning the other team very effectively. And there's the Illidan. Double healer on Illidan. All it needs a tank now, and they have plenty of good options for that. And Na'Vi, they now have to make their decision. Would you rather have Lili?
The
or
last time this
Brightwing?
happened,
Lili.
the last time this happened, I remember like they picked Tyrande and then
It was
went for
Gamers
Albion.
2,
It was so
yeah.
bad. Like, it was like the worst thing I've ever seen. But this time Navi is actually like gonna react, I guess, to some extent properly to this and like pick a Lily.
Lily is not terrible in this patch. She is just not picked as much as any of the other supports. She doesn't have a cleanse at the earlier levels anymore, or ever actually. You have to wait until the level 13s before you get a cleanse ability on her, but it's a far shorter cooldown. It's just added onto her heal. Issue with that, you can't target Lily's heals, so Lily's very much focused on her positioning. So we'll have to see how they run that, or even if they run the cleanse at all, they may just go full healing.
They need another ranged assassin. I see Sylvanas is still open, Vala as well. Sergeant Timer, even though it's less likely, and Nazeebo we've seen can be pretty popular.
Falstad.
I don't think Tyrande is like there's any chance here. Like I don't think it'd be good at all. So I'm guessing Sylvanas or Vala, and then Falstad maybe.
I think
overall, I mean, how do you think this draft has gone for Na'Vi? Because in terms of the strategies we talked about, they look to have just been kind of almost pushed into this.
Yeah, I don't think this is what they had in mind. I don't think this is what they wanted to do.
But at the same time, Team Liquid's playing something that nobody else really plays, like with the double healer comp. So it's a very, like, I don't know how to describe it, maybe a little bit awkward draft, you know, where nobody really knows where they stand at here right now. And like the last few picks, obviously going to be pretty important. But going into the game, I'm pretty sure like both teams, they're not really going to know where they stand exactly. And Vala's picked
Muradin here, probably?
last assassin.
yeah, Muradin would be good. They do need
ETC,
more solid
otherwise.
tank. ETC I don't think is tanky enough. If they want, they're going to want full tank, so I would say Muradin
It
or
seems like
Arthas.
Muradin's better than Arthas here.
He's better in the... No, Tyrael, they're going
Tyrael,
all
wow.
in. They want that damage.
Lucifron is really good on Tyrell, actually.
Yeah,
like
he
in
is.
terms of knowing when to go in, and in particular,
So there we go,
knowing
that's-
when not to go in is the main thing with Tyrell.
So that's the draft phase completed. I've got to say, even with my very basic knowledge there, kind of felt like Team Liquid had the better of that.
At
You
no
loved
point,
it, didn't you?
At no point in Na'Vi's game plan before this that they have the letters spelling out the word Lily. The Team Liquid have forced them into this definitely. Like I said before, Lily's not terrible, but they were no way planning for it.
It's not
Wasn't
what you
Heyoka talking about the Lily, like serpent
yeah,
build?
Gonna do the
Not serpent build, mate.
It will not be so.
Right,
not
guys.
not in this game, no.
Well, look, it's been wonderful talking to you and obviously filling that time. I feel like I've learned a lot. I probably learned more there than I did even with all my research coming into it. But we are ready for the game now, guys. So thanks a lot for your thoughts. We're going to be back sort of at the end, guys. So you'll hear more from me and Heyoka, although you're probably thinking, please no, spare us. But we're now going to go over to Tetra and Todd to bring you the game. It's the grand final between Team Liquid and Na'Vi here at DreamHack Valencia. Take it away, boys.
So, ladies and gentlemen, like we said before, it is the grand finals of the Turtle Beach DreamHack All-Stars here at Valencia. Just saw through the draft, Liquid. Very interesting in how they did the draft, very much focusing on getting Na'Vi onto places they're not very comfortable with.
Yeah, we've seen them do this before here with the very heavy support pick and bans, and it went pretty well for them last time. But it seems like Na'Vi, they reacted, I think, properly here with the Lily pick. You know, honestly, like I wouldn't be like, you know, we don't have a good healer or something. Like Lily's pretty okay, I think. Like I'm not a Lily hater. You know,
No,
as
she's
much as
definitely-
I wouldn't pick her unless I'm forced to.
Yeah, she is very solid. Like I've seen more of her as a Water Dragon style thing where basically she runs in with good slows and then she's the extra healing. She's run as a second healer. But Fnatic, in one of the first games of the patch, did run her as full healing Lily, and they did win that game. And it was, a very convincing win, and it was on this map. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Na'Vi do play this, because I've not seen them run it. I am very excited to see this, so we are loading into the game right now. And Team Liquid, like we said, the Tyrael is very interesting because it does mean they're going super aggressive.
Yeah.
They're going very all in with
They're
this
going
build.
deep, man.
Yeah. Unless it's Sank, which I doubt. But it would that would definitely change things up a bit. Double healer with sanctification.
It's funny because like Na'Vi on paper, I'm sure they would have loved to play with a lot of stunners and all that, and a lot of CC on this map, but they kind of were like forced into this this comp.
But here we go. Let us introduce the teams. It is going to be a best of 5, and spawning on the left-hand side, it is the blue team coming from the lower bracket. It is Natus Vincere, and playing on the Anubarak, it is going to be Schwimpy, the Kael'thas, being played by JPL. The Johanna being played by Breeze. The Valor is being played, there she is, by Eternal. And Lily, for somehow, is being played by Splendor. And on the right-hand side, coming from the upper bracket, the crowd favorites, the red team of Team Liquid. Definitely crowd favorites. A lot of support here for Team Liquid from the Spanish audience. And, ladies and gentlemen, playing on the Illidan, it is going to be Black Scorp. Playing on the Zagara, and already getting stunned up, it is going to be Falcon. The Uther is being played by Grampaketa. Tyrael is being played by Lucifron, and Malfurion is being played by Vortex.
Yeah, both teams kind of clashed here in the middle for some time. They are going to push that wave back and then see where they want to do the rotations from there. Already both of them being quite aggressive, to be honest, like trying to do a lot of damage, but at the same time not super like committing to a big fight early on. You really don't have to, like there's no reason for it.
Yeah, and at the moment, in terms of talents, both teams picking very standard stuff. We have the Reach on the Uther, which is coming out a lot recently, because it allows you to heal Illidan even when he dives in very far. And the Conjurer's Pursuit on Lily, just allowing her to spam that Q button even more, because it does auto-target. The first one you cast might miss, might hit the wrong target, so you really need to be able to spam that ability as much as possible.
It'll be cool to see how the rotations happen and who they favor here. I think on paper, like I would have said Navi usually, but look at Liquid, how comfortable here they are, just staying at the bottom and trying to jump on top of Johanna, yeah.
Yeah, Shrimpy just losing out a little bit to Black Scorp. Black Scorp able to go very aggressive in this lane for the moment.
I don't think I've ever seen Black Scorp lose a lane one-on-one.
I have not. I've seen him lose a fight one-on-one against a Rhaegar while on Zeratul.
That's going to follow him forever.
It is, and good for it. In the meantime, we're not seeing too much out of EVO teams. They're keeping almost exactly even next XP. No one's made that pure engagement yet. Shrimpy's going to take a lot of harassment here. He just wanted to get the stun so he could get the gems a bit.
Yeah, Navi doing a little bit better, I think, in gen counts overall with what they've paid and what they've got now. Not by too much.
Yeah, they are a little bit ahead in that matter. But Liquid, looking to turn in a couple of them here. Just get them off, so if there's any kind of early fighting, they don't lose anything. Level 4 hit almost simultaneously for the teams. So once again, keeping up. And once again, nothing out of the ordinary so far in the talents. We do see the gathering power out of Kael'thas, which is interesting considering it is a Tyrael Illidan dive. Is going to be very difficult for JPL to keep himself alive. He really has to rely on his Lily to prevent him from getting picked off here. That is interesting.
This force pick on Lily would be funny actually if like turned out it was like such a good thing. Like they did super well with it.
Yeah.
Playing it.
Oh, there's a good engagement onto Black Scorp here, but he's able to dash out. Shrimpy is dropped quite low. Grampaketa trying to come in and get the stun, but he gets himself separated a bit. There in comes some Banelings. And just quickly, what is Lily's level 4 talent? If I had to guess, Mass Vortex? No, Lingering Blind. So the extra blind duration, which is going to be very nice against the Illidan.
Both teams are very close to enough here. Gems go for a payment and try to get a first wave of Web Weavers.
Looking good for Liquid. Black Scorp will get his in. And they only need 11 more, which they have 10 of. They are very close. All they need to do is pick up one, and there we go. They now have enough. But will Na'Vi try and stop them turning? It doesn't look like it. Just staying in the lanes for now and letting this happen.
Grampaketa, if he pays his 5, Web Weavers will be Team Liquids here. But I think right now at the top, somebody paying? I don't think they have enough anyway.
No, Na'Vi have enough for a full turn if they go for it.
Oh, he did it. Yeah. He paid.
He did pay. So the first set of Web Weavers will be going over to Team Liquid. And Na'Vi will be a little bit on the defensive for the start of this. And Breeze just clearing up some creep, which is good. He needs to deny that vision from the Zagara, because as long as Liquid have it, it's going to be very difficult for Na'Vi to turn in.
Yeah, I like what both teams are doing right now. You know, obviously Liquid, even though they got the first payments, actually that going Web Weaver, going to get very close to the towers, but they are out of ammo. Liquids, can they really get a big lead from this?
Well, they are 4-man pushing this with a Zagara and a Web Weaver. They're definitely going to get all the towers, and right now, only Breeze and Eternal here. It's probably going to get at least some damage done to the fort as well. Web Weaver's continuing to push forward. Splender's now here though, so they'll be able to at least stop anything going down. Web Weaver will die pretty quick now. But Liquid's still able to get those towers with relative ease and in relative safety.
Yeah, Shrimpy needs to be careful here at the bottom, because step 1 opposition just one time, and Black Scorp's going to take him down very quickly. Taking a quick glance at Talents. Oh, we have a fight here.
Oh, is Breeze out of position? Does he have his trait up? That will protect him from any stuns, but no, he's able to back up because his team easily there to keep him protected. And yeah, like you said, looking at Talents, we have the Shake It Off coming from Lily, which does allow her to shrug off stuns every couple seconds. Very good, 75% reduction of a stun or a root. Only triggers every 15 seconds, but any kind of engagement, it is pretty awesome. And yes,
another funny talent name.
Yeah, but it's a good.
Is that like a really bad song?
It is a song, certainly. But on the Smart Furion, however, we do have, I believe, the increased duration on the Elun's Grace there, so it can get a good amount of healing. The Enduring Growth, regrowth, not Elun's Grace.
66 gems here from Navi, who already paid 24. They got more than enough to go for a turn-in themselves, but I don't think Liquid wants to let that happen. They're a little bit ahead on experience. They know that they'd be letting Navi catch up, essentially, if they did that. Zaga, oh my god.
This is almost what happened to Gamers 2, where they had all those gems for so long.
Yeah.
Only this time it's way early, like right at the start of the game, before Na'Vi really have a chance to get themselves going. Splendor going to take quite a bit of damage from Illidan, but easily able to shrug him off with those blinds and the self-heal from her own abilities. Luthafron running into a lot of members of Na'Vi here, going to take a lot of damage. He's able to Elun's might out of there, and keeping himself nice and healthy.
As much as we didn't see too many games on this map early on in the tournament, the few ones that we've seen was very, very high level play.
Yep, Luthafron. Elduin's Mighting did do some harassment there to the Valor, but she was able to back up. Now we're seeing Liquid looking to maybe turn in again and at least keep the pressure
They almost have
onto
enough.
Na'Vi. They do almost have enough.
They're missing 8 gems here right now.
Yeah, that's not going to be too hard to find. In the meantime, Na'Vi, they're still looking for their chance. They're looking for that pick. They're looking for their turn opportunity. They have 84 gems.
Liquid are going to have a slightly earlier level 10 here. If they can use that to try and go for the payment, and then when they get interrupted, go for the fight, it'd be great for them. But Na'Vi, as long as they, I guess, delay it and soak their own level 10, they're going to be okay.
Yeah, and Heroics, very standard out of everyone.
Does he go?
He's thinking about it. He does have his Judgment ready, and there's the Metamorphosis from Illidan as the last talent to be picked. And yeah, Grandpaqueta just going to get his in. And there's the level 10 for Na'Vi, so they can now fight. We have Strafe, the Shield, the Jug of 1,000 Cups, the Phoenix, and the Nubrak still yet to pick, but I expect it more than likely to be the Web Blast, and there it is.
Yeah, Team Liquid here with yet another payment. They want, the plan is the same as what we saw from them earlier here. They basically want to completely shut down any chance from Na'Vi to ever go for their own payments. Just keep on, basically, keep them away from ever paying, and then when they get close, just go for the fight and actually win it. And ever since they're pretty much ahead by at least one level all the time here. It's going to be really hard for Na'Vi to actually go for the fight and win it, but eventually they're going to have to, I think.
Yeah, Na'Vi Star seems to be just currently just playing safe, keeping their gems on them and waiting for Liquid to make a mistake. But the problem is Liquid are just getting further ahead the longer this keeps going on.
They have 110 gems.
And they just can't get them in. They're defending this Web Weaver, but that's a fort down already.
And they actually ignored a little bit the Web Weaver at top here.
Yeah, Shrimpy hiding in this bush. He wants to maybe get a turn in, but we're going to see Grandpaqueta around this area. As long as Shrimpy doesn't stand on the creep, he may actually be able to sneak this here.
The creep tumor has been so annoying for Na'Vi. It's been the reason they've had so much vision here. Team Liquid the whole time. Shrimpy trying to get a sneaky turn in, but even if that worked, that would have been 48 out of 50 only.
Yeah,
they're going to go for the fight.
Looks like it, and right now, Zagara does get pulled in by the Condemn, but there's not much follow-up for that. Both teams looking like they want the fight, but neither 100% committing. Illidan is here now, so Liquid are going to be a bit more willing. But Na'Vi are like, yeah, we're done here. We've already checked this area out, and once again, not able to get the turn in. Level-wise, they are keeping up barely, but there's going to be a point where Team Liquid hit their level 13, while Na'Vi are still at level 12.
Yeah, and I think Liquid, they're definitely looking to try and wait for that. Fully knowing that Liquid doesn't have enough to go for a payment right now, 28 out of 60. They're going to go for their own Siege Knights, I guess. Or just Knights.
Yeah.
Whatever they call them.
The Bruise Camp.
And Liquid, on the other hand, trying to collect enough gems while keeping a good eye here in the center of the map, making sure that Na'Vi still cannot pay 131 gems.
They have enough for 2 turn-ins in a row if they could just get there.
And they're actually caught up in level quite nicely here.
Yeah, they're about the same amount behind as they were, but like we said, they could have going to get that point where they hit 13. Na'Vi will still be at this level 12, and that will be Liquid's opportunity to get their turn-ins and maybe even go for a fight.
Neither team really daring to engage here so far, by the way. Like, as much as Na'Vi, they have a Nubarak to go in. Team Liquid, they have the TRL, which has been very hesitant to also go for an engagement. They're delaying that engagement a lot, and now look, level 13 to 12. They got 43 gems out of 60. They can get a few more and go for a third payment in a row here. Be great for Team Liquid.
I think saving the Tyrael Judgment actually does make quite a bit of sense, considering there are two people on the side of Na'Vi who you absolutely want to focus on if you can. You can interrupt Valor while she is strafing, and Lily when she's Jug of 1,000 Cupsing. But if you use your Judgment beforehand, Lily is able to stay away. Cupsing, it's close enough. If you're able to get Lily before she gets too much healing off with Jug of 1,000 Cups, then yeah, Shake It Off will allow her to escape, but that's so much healing and so much teamfight potential
Yeah,
that
level
would be
13
lost.
talents here coming in. Shrink Ray on Lily, gonna be useful for facing that Illidan. Na'Vi, they were very close to
Valor's
getting it
down.
here.
Valor picked off lower down there by the Illidan. Illidan's going to run into Kael'thas though, and Kael'thas will do a lot of damage. There's the first aid being popped by Black Scorpion. JPL being focused out. There's the body block, and that is bad. Juggle Fouls Cup. There is a team fight happening up here. There's the Web Blast. The Maw used on Lily interrupts her. Who is in that Web Blast? JPL still alive here. He's completely dueling with Black Scorpion. Can Breeze save him? Breeze kills off Illidan and is able to save the life, and that is a 1-for-1. Barely. JPL, very well played to stay alive that long. And look at all the gems that Illidan just dropped.
I think he had quite a few. They're almost at their own payments. And now there's going to be, I think, a payment here for Na'Vi with the earlier respawn Vala that died initially. They're going to transform their mistake into something they can use to their advantage. I do think they're going to be able to complete the payment. Nope. Last year from Interrupt once again here, trying to buy enough time for Illidan to come back, but nope.
They finally got it. Took them a very long time. Took them 12 minutes and over 100 gems.
Yeah, they still
to
got
get to that
100s.
point. Yeah, they just need to not die and keep those. Then they can just continue to do this as long as they can keep the map control. And from Valor, we do see the Giant Killer here coming in. Considering there's only one tank on the side of Liquid, that's an interesting choice for me.
I guess Illidan at the front is going to fall faster as well.
I guess, but he does have evasion, so I would have maybe gone with cross shots, something like that.
Glad you think you can do better than these guys.
I don't think I can do better. I just find that quite interesting. But now though, Na'Vi finally putting on some aggression with their Web Weaver, but Liquid sending down Tyrael and Uther to protect that. Black Scorp has been dealing with this bottom Web Weaver for now, but with Na'Vi coming down, he will be forced to back up. Web Weaver's pretty low, will not take too much harassment to finish that.
It is Web Weaver is actually doing quite a bit of damage here from Na'Vi. Are they going to try to go for another payment straight away here?
I would think they have to, but right now they have to retreat because in comes Liquid, and we're seeing Breeze caught out of position.
They're going to turn.
Shrinkray was using him, and they really can turn. There's the Judgment onto Breeze. He's already used his passive there, but the Jugger of 1,000 Cups is so much healing. It's not enough to keep him alive, though. The Web Blast is used in the background, will keep Liquid from pushing
so far away.
He is so far away. He's now here to join the fight. There is the Metamorphosis trying to take down Splendor. Splendor, the Strafe is healing him. Splendor heals himself, but he gets taken down in the back. And that is 2-for-0 for Liquid, and they take back control.
Kael'thas and Nubarak weren't there. They were at the top, so Na'Vi with this move here, getting caught out of position just for 1 second. Team Liquid gets 2 kills behind this. They got 41 gems. They've already paid 20. You do the math, they've got enough.
Na'Vi dropped that many gems in that fight. They had over 115 gems, and they just dropped most of them.
Well, they're still rich, though.
They are still very rich, and they can get another turn in if they can actually get there. But Liquid back in control of this game, and they want to keep it that way.
Definitely look pretty good so far in this game here, even though it's just 3 kills to 1. It seems like every decision made by Team Liquid is just a little bit better every single time. And look at this, they're going to push at the top here, get a fourth, yet another fourth. Already got the bottom one. That'd be the second one that they take down here.
Yeah, they're looking really, really good right now, just playing very aggressive. Na'Vi not even moving up to this top lane, and Nubrak still in the bot lane. He's de-pushed it a bit. He's having to be back. No, he's not even being back. He's letting his team do a bit, and he just wants to get some counter push.
If he stays too long, this could be dangerous. Remember, there is no fort or tower here at the bottom.
Yeah. Nubrak looks like he is being now.
Liquid's going for another fort. They want the third one in the middle.
And they can probably do it. There's no one here to defend it, and there they go. 3 forts for 0. Now 14 Liquid, and Nubrak did go B in order to help his team defend, but Liquid are already gone.
Yeah, they've got 17 gems out of 65. This is going to take quite a while here.
We do have double imposing presence. coming in from Na'Vi. They want to defend this. And what healing talent do we have on Lily at level 16? It's either going to be the Herbal Cleanse or the 2-for-1. It is the Herbal Cleanse, which, if it can land on the Judgmented target, then that will make a huge difference for them.
Na'Vi, looks like they might be okay with taking a fight here. Look at this.
Maybe they're looking for it. They are all here this time. Flame Strike does land. It was a very nice one as well. He is 16, so he does have that Ignite. He can just continue to deal damage. Once again, get again, but currently, Liquid, with their double healer, they are just shrugging it off.
Yeah, they don't really care. Lussifon takes some damage, but regenerates very quickly. They might be going for it here in a second. They're waiting for somebody to be out of position.
JPL separated, but they're going for the top group instead. Illidan hitting very hard. There's the Judgment onto Valor. Flame Strike does a lot of damage onto Lucifer. There is the Metamorphosis. Splendor with that Juggle of Thousand Cups is keeping Na'Vi, sorry, very healthy. Nice Devouring Maw though from Falcon. Freezes this fight for a second, but it does allow them to take down Nubrak. And Breeze also getting wiped. He gets wiped. Not enough tankiness there. But Eternal was able to get out. He gets rooted there and will take a bit of damage. But Liquid, currently 5 kills to 1 and looking so strong.
They're just so good at fighting. This is ridiculous. Like the heroic here by Lily was healing so much, but they don't even care. They're just like standing right behind it, waiting to execute whoever comes out of the maw. Get 2 kills here on Johanna and Nubrak. The entire front line of Na'Vi behind this, they're going to be able to secure a boss quite easily. If Na'Vi try to contest this could be the end for them here.
This could be greedy. They're trying to harass as much as possible just to get some worth out of this. But there's no way they can contest this. And if Liquid engaged and chased, then they might have been able to get killed. But instead, they just played it safe, focused on the boss, and are now just going to clear waves.
Na'Vi, they lost quite a few more gems here, down to 54. Yeah, it's not going up anymore.
It's not going up anymore. They're just slowly leaking gems now via teammates dying. They are all alive though. Leading chips, exactly. But Liquid just pushing in for the moment. They are level 18, soon to be 19, to Na'Vi's 17. They're just playing super aggressively right now. And something we need to point out, we are seeing some nice heals from Splendor and some good cleanses, but you can't cleanse them more. And that's what really turned the last fight that we saw.
Yeah, I think Liquid, they'd be really happy here. They could get the keep, but not gonna happen. They want to play it safe. They're just gonna start pulling back. Already on 41 gems out of the 65 they need for the next payments. Na'Vi's actually chasing. I think they might want to go for a fight here before level 20 is acquired for Team Liquid, but Breeze and Shrimpy are really far ahead. They need to be careful here.
Yeah, they can play a bit aggressive, especially Breeze, as he does have that Iron Skin trait, which will allow him to avoid at least some of the engage if he hits it in time. But it's not going to work out if, like I said, they get caught out on their own. You can only block those stuns for so long. And Na'Vi trying to turn in at least a couple, just get some kind of gem turners that they have something to work with. But Liquid, just completely on point, are just playing against Na'Vi and just denying the turners. They're not even trying for a fight. They just want to stop Na'Vi doing anything. Yeah.
And it's so hard for Na'Vi to engage into Liquid, seemingly, you know, and be able to do well there. Every single time it's been the TRL engaging, and then we've seen how that went for Na'Vi, you know, they just lose the fight from there. There's not much they can do every single time, you know. Heroes start dying, whether it's the front line or Vala, and Black Scorp's gonna clear that hand here at the bottom quite easily by himself.
He has no trouble with this. Liquid do have a lot of gems on their side, 48 currently in hand, and will be able to pick up quite a few more and get very close to their next turn amount. But first, that is the only mercenary currently available on the map, as all the rest have been taken. So now they're pretty much out of things to do except wave clear and turn in.
Yeah, they're just waiting for that to happen. Have enough gems here. They're closing in on 20 very quickly, and I think there is no time here for Na'Vi to go for a fight before the 20 is acquired. So essentially, they're gonna have to play super defensive up until the point they're 20 themselves, which is not ideal.
Time. Yeah, they're gonna struggle. 20 has been hit by Liquid. We have the upgraded Metamorphosis on the Illidan. The Bolt of the Storm on Zagara, one of the only targets that Na'Vi may have been able to lock down. Uther, once again, not selecting yet. Storm Shield.
Yeah. Look at this, Illidan even starts the hard camp here before the full payment is complete from Team Liquid, so they'll be able to get that extra pushing power here.
Yeah, they do still currently not have enough for the turn, but it's not going to take them long to pick up enough gems for that. Na'Vi on 87.
Yeah, with Illidan being away, if Team Liquid was to get engaged here, they would be in trouble for a second, but being 20, I can't even imagine Na'Vi even considering going for an engagement here right now. They have to soak down 20.
Yeah.
Breeze.
Oh, Breeze. He's going to have 12 Iron Skin, and he does to make sure he doesn't get rooted, and that will give him the freedom to back up.
It's going to be back up soon, right?
No, I think it's still got a minute.
Yeah, minute 38, so I guess that payment, and then after those web weavers are gone, maybe they can consider doing the next one. But now they're going to be pushing with the hot camp. Yeah, Team Liquid regrouping around the middle. They want to go for another blow here in Navi's defense. Ideally get that wall and the keep.
Trying to get any aggression they can. Breeze just using the gem as much as possible. Get any kind of harassment off. The Flame Strike only landing on Vortex, forcing it to self-heal quite a bit, but it's not really getting too much done. Breeze very aggressive here.
Oh.
Does he have Iron Skin? He throws out the Blessed Shield, does not have Iron Skin. Gets a lot of healing though from Lili. He's the only one damaged, so he can just go a bit aggressive. But that Dagger of 1,000 Cups is literally just for Breeze.
How many stacks does Kautaz have?
I think he has like one. No, he has none because he got killed off.
He died?
I'm pretty sure he
I
did.
thought the last time was Anubarak.
He died. He only.
Oh, yeah.
There's the engagement. Judgment onto Eternal. He's able to vault out. Web Blast was used by Na'Vi to hold this back, and they're continuing to fight here. Lucifron is in the front line. Breeze has been shrink rayed, but is still able to continue fighting. Blackscorp, Metamorphosis, using Metamorphosis on top of Eternal, and now trying to just do as much damage as he can.
Top keep is down, mid keep as well. The Web Weavers pushing at bottom here, and Liquid, they're not stopping anytime soon. Still no level 20 in sight here from Na'Vi, even though they're this close.
They're getting very close. They need to carry on killing off these minions to get level 20 and then go for one last desperate fight for Liquid, who are leaving because they know that the second Na'Vi hits 20, that's exactly what they're going to do. And if Liquid just don't allow them to, then what can Na'Vi do? Na'Vi have to venture out and take a fight that might not be beneficial for them.
The boss is back up. The camp at the bottom as well here. If Liquid wants to go for that, Blackscorp's going to oblige, of course. The Illidan.
He can do that on his own. Level 20s.
Is that a payment though?
Yeah, if they can get all of them in, but Zagara is here to deny this. There's the infested drop. Dodge
can't get too cheeky.
Yeah, she's on her own here. And Nubarak is up there, and Tiro does spot him though. So Zagara will just be backing out. Level 20s on the side of Na'Vi. We do see the Kung Fu hustle for Lili, which is nice because it means when she starts being damaged, there is basically going to be a heal and a cleanse almost every half a second, which is very nice considering the comp that Liquid is running. Lord of the Storms on the two assassins. Johanna going with the Storm Shield, protecting the entire team from all this damage as opposed to the Indestructible keep herself alive, because she is not the important one here. She just needs to protect her teammates. Anubrak still yet to pick.
Liquid, they make this double healer comp look so solid, I have to say, even though it's super hard to pull off. Like, every time I've tried to play this kind of thing, it just didn't go well.
Yeah, Liquid just too good with whatever they play. It's very interesting to see. But Na'Vi with the Lili, we've always talked about how Juggernaut 1,000 Cups is just an incredible amount of healing. But even this, when they're only like 1 or 2 levels behind, we're watching it and the healing just looks negligible. And with Liquid, with 2 healers, are able to push through and deal more damage than it is healing and just crush through and kill anyone who is caught out.
I really like the positioning actually on Lili in those fights. You know, always staying behind, making sure like the entire
She's only once been interrupted,
everybody,
which is very good for her, but currently it is not enough. Flame Strike being used on the fort, and that will be the first fort. Nice Blessed Shield from Breeze, but there's no follow-up to it. Phoenix coming in, just get some zoning stops. Liquid going way too aggressive to try and maybe catch out some more of Na'Vi, and this is Na'Vi's chance.
I don't think Na'Vi should come into a fight here. I think if they wait a little bit later, actually,
they are going.
Liquid's good, the one's going for it.
There is the Divine Shield being used on Illidan. The Maw does get 2 members of Na'Vi. Shrimpy has been bodyblocked, has to use his Burrow Charge to get out. Splendor is getting focused down. He has the Juggernaut 1,000 Cups, and he gets taken down. There's no healing left for Na'Vi. Infernal has run out of strafe, and Blackscorp still at full health, continuing to chase down. Shrimpy will get picked up here, and that is not enough. The Web Blast does run out. JPL getting chased out by Blackscorp. Blackscorp not giving a nice bolt from JPL, and that will actually let him get away. Breeze will not be so lucky. He is being focused down, and there is no way he is getting out of here. Down he goes, and that is 3 for 0 for Liquid. They're going to try and push in an end, and it's the 2 assassins left for Na'Vi here. But I don't think it's going to be enough. They're able to knock up Illidan for a second, but the full focus from Liquid might be too much. Eternal trying to focus down Vortex. They're just trying to pick off anyone they can. But with the Warriors alive and with Falcon in the back, might be enough. Eternal getting focused down by Falcon here. It doesn't look like it will be enough. Core being dropped. There's huge respawn time as JPL doing everything he can, but it doesn't look like it will be enough. And that is going to be GG. And Team Liquid take game number 1 of this best of 5 series in a very good fashion, very convincing, very well played. And we were talking about how that map would have the difference in styles. And Liquid, in fact, running a single specialist as opposed to the double specialist, instead going for their double support style, which we've seen quite a few times. And it seemed to work way better on this map. If they run double specialist, it might have been a complete different story. But Liquid picking the comp that works with them the best for this map.
They brought Navi completely out of their comfort zone, forced them to play with a Lily, and just generally speaking, you know, like not the type of comps that you see. Liquid, they hadn't played the double healer comp here so far in this tournament, but they waited until the finals. Maybe a little bit of a secret weapon, kind of like what we saw last time, which back then we weren't sure had been prepared or was a very situational thing that we were going to see one time. We ended up seeing it more than one time, so it's even going to be interesting continuing here in this best of 5, whether or not they keep on using this kind of style here with double healer comps.
Yeah, and it's worked very well for them in the past, and they always seem to save it a lot of times for grand finals. But it's always a composition that they seem to really like, and especially with those Illidan's. Because the whole point of Illidan is keep him alive, and he continues to chase and do damage forever. And with 2 healers, you're not letting him go down very quickly, or at all, really. Like, the only time he died is when he dived on his own, and he was basically the only death. The entire game, he dived onto Kael'thas and got killed off, because he went too greedy. A single mistake is the only kill that Na'Vi were able to get.
And even then, though, it was very, very close. He almost got the Kael'thas.
Yeah, very true. Both teams just getting ready for the draft. The map is... I cannot remember which map is second.
It was...
Was it Dragon?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I believe it was Dragon Shire next. We'll find out in a second. But a lot of pressure on Na'Vi now. They now know the experience of playing against Liquid in the final and what it can do to you. Liquid can pull games like that a lot of times. And that's difficult to deal with just from a mental aspect.
It was pretty cool to see, you know, like how, you know, fluid their play is.
Yeah.
You know, from one decision to another, one camp to another, like always seems like so obvious when you watch it. They make it look very easy, but actually playing in perfect synergy like this with, you know, 4 other players other than yourself is extremely difficult, and they just do it so well every single time they're playing.
And also, you talked about taking Na'Vi out of their comfort zone. Na'Vi, the matches they've won against Gamers 2, for example, they won them when they were the aggressors. And they were the aggressors for almost the entire game. They tried to get some early kills. In that game, they weren't able to. They kept up for a while, but Liquid did their thing of leaping ahead and then became the aggressors. And Na'Vi just weren't able to keep up with that. And when they're on the back foot, they seem to really struggle to bring it back a lot of times. So, just see the cup there. We're currently waiting for Team Liquid to ready up into the draft, and then we'll get that underway. But that is the cup that these teams are fighting for, and for their share of that $15,000 prize pool. A lot of money at stake.
Yeah, $7,000 for the winner.
Yeah.
How much money is that per player?
$1,400.
Pretty nice for a birthday present for himself, for
Yeah,
Blackstone, man.
Nice little birthday present.
Well, I
Does it
wish
come in
I
a
got
cup? Does it come with
$1,400 for my birthday, Thatcher.
But did he get a card? All right, so we do have both teams ready, so we're going to be getting into the draft straight away, and it's going to be Na'Vi with the first pick and first ban this time. And instant Zeratul ban. They saw the kind of stuff that Liquid were running, and they're like, yeah, we still don't want to deal with Black Scorp on Zeratul. Not happy with that.
The thing is, he does very well on Illidan regardless, so they might maybe try and counter that with their own Illidan pick.
Maybe. This is definitely a map that could lend itself to it. It is the Black Hearts Bay second instead of the Dragonshire that we thought it was. Dragonshire is not banned out though, so there's a fairly good chance of us seeing it today.
Yeah, potentially.
Team Liquid taking their times with this pick, just trying to work out what would be the best ban against Na'Vi on this map. And last time they picked away the Uther from Na'Vi, and also picked away the Malfurion and banned the Rhaegar, which was very effective. This time I doubt they'll focus on supports as much. Zagara, once again, very good for this map, but they'll want to pick it up.
I wonder if Liquid don't ban Uther here, whether Na'Vi will first pick it or not. Because there is a chance, right? I mean, they don't have to play that Butcher comp as good as they are with it. And also, like, it's Blackheart's Bay. In terms of, you know, vision, staying away from the fights, definitely going to be a lot easier for Liquid. Like, they know that once they go to the chest, then they're, like, in the war zone, you know, in the middle of the map to try and go for a turn-in. But other than that, and they go for the Jaina ban, so...
Yeah, more standard. And Na'Vi responding the exact way they did last time with the first pick on the Johanna. And that leaves Liquid, once again, open to basically run their style however they like. Because they have full reign to pick what they want here, other than, of obviously the banned heroes. So we're not going to see any kind of sneaky Zeratools. But Illidan composition, 100% open. Their double support, they do still have the potential to go for. They can easily pick one up now and try and bait Na'Vi into it. There is the straightaway Illidan, and there is the Abathur. Just immediately focusing that down, no messing around. And Na'Vi, I think double Warrior straight away here, and the response would be Muradin, if I had to guess.
Any chance we see Vikings with this from Team Liquid?
Maybe. It worked the last time they did it. There's still
Yeah.
definitely potential for it.
Falcon as Abathur again, that'd be funny. He did
Well,
pretty
he did
good.
very well when he did it last time, so we will have to see. Na'Vi?
There's probably so much going through their heads right now. Like,
Yeah.
which healer do they want to go for? Do we try and steal it? Like, how can they reinforce their Illidan comp, and what can we do to prevent that? But at the same time, what can we do to make our comp stronger up against Illidan and Abathur? And they go for the Uther and themselves.
Yep, very comfortable pick for them, and it does ban it, pick it away from Team Liquid, so we're not going to see that that Uther.
If Zeratul wasn't banned, I think they might have gone for it here.
I think they would have as well, but I think Liquid would have picked it up instead. I don't think Liquid would have greeded the Illidan Abathur that much. I think they
You
would
don't
have
think
just
that
gone for it.
Liquid doesn't mind like playing Illidan against Zeratul?
I don't think they mind it. Like Liquid and both Liquid and Na'Vi did just run Illidan against Zeratul a couple times in their previous matches, and it worked out very well for them. But it's going to be interesting to see. Na'Vi still have a second pick here, and we currently have no ranged assassins pick, so they could be going for the Kael'thas here, getting that straight away and denying it to Liquid, and they did run it very well. It was basically the only source of their kill last game.
Kael'thas, Tyrant, Butcher.
Yeah, maybe pick away.
That'd be sick.
It would be very sick, but I would expect Liquid. Nope, there's the Muradin, like we said earlier. Double Warrior, denying that, running the Muradin with the Reverberation to deny Illidan at least a little bit.
Briz loves his Muradin, man.
Yes, he does.
Muradin or Johanna is like the only two heroes I've seen him play this tournament, I think.
I believe so. I think that is right. He does love playing them both. And Team Liquid, they now get their first choice on bans. And there is still potential for a Butcher comp, but it would leave them with no range, so it's very unlikely we'll see that from Na'Vi unless they just stick with the Uther like last time. So do Liquid just ban Butcher away and just deal with whatever level, or do they just ban out someone like Kael'thas? Because they will get to pick first, though.
Yeah, I think banning somebody that's going to be a threat to Illidan could be a good idea, but then who's that really? Like, since Brightwing is...
There's Tyrande ban.
Yeah, I guess Tyrande here.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense with all the stuns that they have here already, so definitely a good ban. Like a second ban against Na'Vi when you ban Tyrande, like it seems to always be a good idea.
Yeah, they really do like playing it. And there is the Rhaegar ban by Na'Vi. So Liquid forced onto a less bursty healer. So it's going to be very much up to Abathur to keep Illidan alive, which is very interesting. Liquid, they do get their first picks here, and once again, we have yet to see any of the ranged assassins come out yet, so it's more than likely they'll pick up at least one of these. Na'Vi, I'm going to pick up another warrior, so I really doubt we're going to see anything come out that way. So they can just leave that till last if they want to, unless they are hiding something. Like you said, we may still see Vikings. They could bring it in potentially.
Vikings, Tassadar, like the weirdest comp of all time.
Quite possibly. They do need to pick a support, but once again, there's no huge rush on it. Like, double support,
Yeah.
double warrior would be pretty mental, if that's what I was going for. There they go. Picking up the support now in the form of the Malfurion, and I'm assuming they're going to pick their range here. I doubt they'd leave it, because Na'Vi haven't picked theirs either. There's a good chance Na'Vi could pick away whatever Liquid may want. So if I had to
What's
guess...
that going to be, though? They favor the Zagara so much, but with this kind of comp, you think it's smart?
I think it worked pretty well last time, where basically Zagara was almost the only range damage dealer. So, yeah, I think Zagara would be pretty good here, and she has incredible bot lane presence and vision over the turn if she just spreads her creature.
Kael'thas and Sylvanas, though, definitely some of the good picks that you can go for here as well.
Yeah, definitely very true. Liquid would only be able to pick one of them, though, as they do still need their warrior, unless they're going with a warrior-less comp, but that would be very difficult to deal with when Na'Vi already have two, as they can just continue to push in forever. And there is the Tyrael, bringing that in. So leaving their range till last, letting Na'Vi have full range over those.
Something special? Maybe?
I
don't think so.
I think maybe Vikings. I think they're just letting them take melee ranged assassins so that they can just pull in the Vikings and be like, yeah, we didn't care to begin with. It's Vikings and Abathur damage with Illidan in your backline.
Navi, they have the opportunity to go for Butcher if they want to.
They can go
But-
for Butcher, which means we'd have melee versus melee again.
Yeah.
You get to see Illidan versus Butcher, the old versus the new.
Not your typical draft here. I
Not
have to
your
say, like
typical
first
draft
two
at all.
maps, definitely super situational, and both teams trying to get into each other's head and trying to not just play what they are good at, but trying to prevent the opponent from playing what they are good at as well.
Yeah.
Especially in the first map. The first map, I guess, was more Team Liquid saying, we want to push you out of your comfort zone, make you play something you're not going to feel good with, and that we're going to be feeling good ourselves with. And now, going for the Abathur and Illidan, they've showed before that they're really good at that. And Navi, they're going for their ideal comps. So both teams definitely going for their ideal, like more of their ideal comps here to try and counteract each other.
But this time, like we saw Na'Vi running the Uther themselves, taking that away from Liquid, and there's the Zagara for them. We already talked about it, incredible vision, incredible range and damage. Really a good choice in this kind of situation.
I mean, Zagara on this map, dominating bottom lane is a sure thing. It's going to be really hard for the opposite team to actually counter that. They have to do like rotations or leave a few people bottom, but then you get dominated top. So it's like, becomes all the same. I have to say, Black Scorp, he played pretty much only Illidan and then one time Nazeebo.
Pretty much. And he's been fine on all of them, just rolling with what he needs to. And Na'Vi, they do need another ranged here. I really doubt there's anything else. They could still run Butcher, but I think Butcher's going to have a very hard time against this kind of comp because there's no one to focus. Like if it's the Vikings, do you focus a Viking? You just can't really. So it would be try to focus an Illidan, which is not going to work.
You think Sylvanas, Vala, or Kael'thas is the best? You're going to say Falstad, aren't you?
No, I'd say against an Illidan, it's going to be Falstad or Kael'thas. Because Falstad has the more dueling build where he can take the
Pyroblast?
shields. It's Butcher. It is Butcher, so they need to focus down someone.
Wow.
And that's going to be, if they can get onto Illidan before he can hit his evasion, maybe they can kill him off.
I think
but
it's
they
pretty
don't
smart.
have much follow-up.
It's pretty smart for Liquid to save their assassin for last because now they can pick somebody that has escape if they want to, like Vala or Falstad.
Yeah, I think one of those
I don't think
two is probably the
Sylvanas
choice. Yeah,
has,
Sylvanas is
has an
a bit
escape
slow.
that you can count as like a really good escape. So
Yeah.
going for Kael'thas here would be super dangerous. I don't think they're very likely to do that.
Yeah, unless they feel really confident in Illidan and Tyrael in the front line to at least be the distraction for Butcher, then Kael'thas is probably going to get taken down. So yeah, I agree, Falstad or Vala, probably the correct option here for Team Liquid. But the Vikings are still a good option for them because you can't really focus them with the Butcher at all. Like if you just use Ruthless Onslaught onto them, you've onslaughted a quarter of a kill. And if you use your Furnace Blast for it, that's even worse.
Better than nothing, actually.
It's better than nothing. And last game, they pretty much only got nothing. They got one kill from Team Liquid being too greedy. And Team Liquid, they are letting this run down quite a lot, just trying to make sure that this decision is the perfect
Yeah,
one.
probably hesitating between a few choices here.
Yeah.
We talked about, Sylvanas, Vala, the Vikings, Kael'thas.
Nazeebo with Ice Block could be survivable. There is the Vikings.
Nice.
All right, so that means Falcons back on the
It's back
Abathur
on
again.
Abathur, man.
That's going to be very interesting. And this
Repeat
is...
offender, second strike.
Yeah, this is going to be a very cool fight because Liquid bringing out the comp that they've run quite a few times now, and Na'Vi running it with the Butcher. It's worked very well for them, and like we said, it's the old versus the new. The Illidan without a main support for him, this Malfurion's going to have to work overtime, and Abathur is just going to have to keep him so safe so that Malfurion can get his heals off. Whereas the Butcher, he is running with the Uther. He does not have the Tyrande with him, but he still does have that incredible engage potential.
It's going to be cool to see here how this unfolds. It's funny because with Zagara most likely going at the bottom, Na'Vi are going to have 4 melee heroes at the top of the map to fight with.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
I'm guessing they're going to have the vision most of the time, or all the time. And
they
then,
have incredible stun lock, though.
yeah, they're going to be the ones looking for the kills here.
Yeah, if they lock down anyone, I honestly do think that one Malfurion is a lovely target for them if they can focus him down.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Team
I
Liquid's
really
going to
do
have to
think
tower
that,
pretty bad.
yeah, I really do think that Illidan, if they can stun lock him, they will kill him. And that could be huge if they can pick him off before most of these fights. But they need to get the perfect engagement on him and not let Illidan dash back into his backline.
He's so good at placements that he will come in, jump all over the place like Illidan does, then ultimate at the right time, and then if he dodges like 1 or 2 stun, then you don't lock him down, you don't kill him, and then it's the beginning of the end. You just get rolled.
Yeah, this match going to be very exciting. Like we said, the 2 melee assassins running in, and the third one that everyone seems to be playing these days, or at least banning these days, because as usual is banned. So we're just loading in to the game right now. And remember, guys, you can see it on your screen right now, the hashtag DreamHack Allstars. If you send a tweet to that and follow the @DreamHack Twitter account, you can have your chance to win a Malfurion hero and skin code. So go into that while I introduce the players. So, ladies and gentlemen, on the left-hand side, it is the blue team of Natus Vincer. And playing the Zagara, it is going to be Schwimpy. Playing the Muradin, it is going to be Eternal. Johanna is being played by Breeze, Ufa being played by Splendor, and the Butcher is being played by JPL. And on the right-hand side, it is the red team, currently 1-0 up in this series. It is Team Liquid! Definitely the fan favorites, like we said. Pretty much all Spanish roster. Lot of fan support behind them now. And let us introduce the players. So, playing on the Lost Vikings, it is going to be Vortex. And he is spread out quite a lot right now, playing the Tyrael. It will be Lucifron, the Malfurion, being played by Grandpa Curta, Abathur, being played by Falcon, and Illidan, being played by Blackscorp. Happy birthday, Blackscorp.
You saw that quite a few times here already.
I know.
think if he wins this one, it'll be like the 15th time. He's like, all right, enough. Like,
I get it, it's my birthday. Can we make a man sick of his own birthday before this tournament is over? That is the question. Like you said, Liquid already playing very defensively because they know if they get engaged upon, it's stun lock city. And we do have the Vikings with the Bribe here, and Liquid actually able to get this bottom chest very easily by grouping a lot of people down there. Zagara will win the lane on her own.
So this is what I was talking about. They know they have to play defensive. So rather than trying to take a brawl at top in which they weren't going to be favored, they went to bottom and they made what was going to be a hard lane for Illidan here to get the coins in, an easy one. They get 5 coins for the 5 that Navi gets at the top.
Yeah, Blackscorp running up to turn those in as quick as possible because he knows he will not win a laning war versus Zagara, so get those coins off him as quick as possible. However, Eternal is here, and he will probably deny this. And Blackscorp going to have to dash up. He does have the help from Malfurion. Eternal able to dodge out of that route, so not going to lose anything. JPL here with his 4 coins as well, looking for a turn-in of his own.
Yeah, it's funny actually how both teams, you know, they met up so early over there. Look at his mouth. Really doesn't fit him at all.
No, it does not. I do love like the massive hero amount differences. Vortex gonna be losing Eric here, but it is just a quarter of a kill, but that is technically first blood. So, Na'Vi, maybe getting a bit of momentum out of that, but for now, it is just still a normal game. That is definitely not going to make much of a difference. JPL, just jungling. Illidan is about to start doing the exact same thing, just heading over to his easy camp. Butcher just started his, and Malfurion coming down to help Blackscorp.
Yeah, Blackscorp always gets down to work very quickly here with those siege camps, or just camps in general. And on this map, I mean, it makes perfect sense here. I think he's going to try to collect 10 as is JPL, and they're going to clash at the chest, most likely, if they try to go and pay at the same times, which could be really interesting in this game.
It's very interesting and very cool to see how these melee assassins are both being played very similar on this map. Both of them are the ones to pick up most of the coins, and both immediately start jungling.
And look at this, they're going to meet at the chest. Illidan gets there first. There is Muradin on the way as well. He's not trying to pay just yet.
Yeah, JPL choosing not to. Runs over Abathur Mines, so they do know that Na'Vi are in this area, and Liquid could try and stop this if they wanted to. JPL with 8 coins, and Blackscorp is in the area. Just shows himself a little bit, does have an Abathur on his head.
Yeah, both teams still soaking on 3 lanes here. It's going to be a 2-on-2 here at the chest, possibly.
Yeah, it is just a bit easier for Liquid here because they are split up using the Vikings. Single Viking in the top lane is actually taking a lot of damage. We see the sprint there because Eric did have to back up, but he does have the healing run, so he's going to get quite a lot of sustain out of this. And Falcon soaking the bot lane because it has been abandoned quite a bit because Illidan went jungling and Malfurion's been helping Illidan. But Falcon been able to get most of the XP from that lane. But as you can see, not all of it, because Na'Vi have actually come out a little ahead in terms of XP.
Earlier level 7 here, as they are going to engage into these Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings, though, do have the help of Lucifron, so we're not going to see Na'Vi go super aggressive here, but Tyrael actually picking up a lot of the coins there. In fact, most of them is able to get out.
Splendor got 2 here at the end.
Yeah, he was able to grab a couple of them, but
23 coins in total here for Navi, so
Black Scorp has 11, JPL has
Team Liquid
10.
upon reaching level 7 here and equalizing the talents, definitely do not want to allow Navi to pay. And Navi actually pretty shy play here by them. They just pull back. They're gonna let Black Scorp go for the first turn in here quite easily.
Yeah, and he will, Eternal, no, not able to get near, especially with those vile nests from the Abathur, which give the huge amount of slow.
Yeah, Black
when
Scorp
you
wants
step over
to
them.
siege camp here at the bottom as well.
Yeah, both teams just zoning each other out. Eric does go down again. That's another lane of XP that Liquid will be missing for a bit, but that turn-in will gain him a lot as well. Trumpy does see this happening, this camp being taken, but there's very little he can do about it. So just going to play back, play near his towers, and continue to clear the
Poor Navi, man. They're always so rich, but they can't pay.
Yeah, every game 23 coins. They have enough for 2 turn-ins in a row, and they can't get near it. However, JPL getting a lot of towers up there. It's not like the last game, where they only can't turn in because Liquid owns the entire map. This time they just can't turn in because they don't want to fight yet. But they are slowly creeping ahead. They're an entire level ahead at the moment. Well, not an entire level. It is a level ahead, and it's going to keep up, catch up very quickly. But as long as they keep denying Liquid the XP by killing off Eric...
I do think that this
Abathur
game, when it's equal, you know, on heroics and talents, I think Navi, as opposed to the previous game, they're actually going to want to go into fights quite badly with their comp.
Yeah.
Double warriors plus the butcher, man, they're going to be getting in there, and they're going to be the ones engaging this time, not waiting for a TRL to engage into them.
Yeah, both teams playing this very PvE. Navi a lot closer to level 10. They may just creep it out here with Zagara and Johanna soaking this. And there you go, there's the level 10. This is their chance to like really go aggressive on the turn-in, and we can see Liquid kind of playing a lot further back here. And this is going to allow JPL to turn in. No, in comes Black Scorp and Grapakuta, but they are very far forward now. Shrimpy is going to get rooted as he wanted to come in and try and maybe get a pick here. Johanna is behind. She could come in for a very good gank here to the side. Liquid are going very far forward. Johanna, though, she is coming in from the back. In comes Illidan, though, but Na'Vi disengaging, and Johanna realized, yeah, my team's way too far back. It's going to take too long. Ultimate Evolution. Falcon will get taken down, but did do quite a lot of damage to Infernal. But because of this, Na'Vi did back up, and that's allowing Liquid to give in all of their coins. Not enough for a turn-in, but at least they're not going to die with them yet.
Yeah, it's just going to need 3 more. Complete a second one here. Using the Sea Giant here to push in a little bit more. Instead of doing more and more damage. JPL wants to pay. Black Scorp's right there. He's going to wait till the last second. Probably asking Abathur to get on top of his head here.
Yeah, needs to do it. He will harass a little bit now. In comes the Lost Vikings, but
JPL
and Splendor are here. There is the Divine Shield and the... Wow, the Furnace Blast not doing anything really there. Just backing up. He was popping it in case Illidan chased him. Yeah, and Illidan did not chase him. Both teams. Liquid, once again, just going on the aggressive here. And like you said, Na'Vi, completely rich and unable to do anything about it because they're not willing to fight.
27 points here now for Na'Vi. They need to find a way to get to this chest and finally pay. They've been playing a little bit too shy, giving a lot of respect to Team Liquid rather than just going for the fights.
Yeah, and Eternal getting caught out a bit here. He is very tanky, gets the stun onto Illidan, and that will allow him to back away from this. And Na'Vi, like we said, they're just playing so passively right now, whereas Liquid, they're still behind in terms of levels.
It's funny, like they're fearless. They are across the map, denying that easy camp.
They're just doing whatever they can, despite the fact they are still technically in terms of XP behind. If they get another turn-in, though, that will be the middle fort down by Team Liquid for Na'Vi. And right now, Liquid just looking to turn in, but this time Na'Vi will be able to deny for a while. There's the Ultimate Evolution. Looks like Liquid want to at least either fight or force Na'Vi away. Looks like they want to fight. Eternal is going to be the target here while Falcon holds back everyone else. Butcher is prepared to turn this if he needs to. Takes a lot of damage. The Divine Shield is available for him. That's a lot of damage. Front is paying in the background, and that will be enough. He backs away from this. And Liquid just using the Abathur clone as the decoy there while they get the objective.
It's really, really well done. Just gonna start doing some camps here behind his TRL. Went to get the Knights by himself, but he's not starting it, I think. Still 29 coins on Na'Vi. You know, as good as it is by Team Liquid, by the way, they're not pulling super far ahead on experience. So Na'Vi, they're gonna start paying soon here, and they've already done some damage to the walls, I think, in middle at top. So they're gonna start taking down forts very quickly with cheap payments Because these are going to be their first few payments here in a second.
Yeah, they've been
if
trying.
if they finally can complete them, that is.
Yeah, like this is exactly what Liquid have been doing, just denying this turn area. And for a long time, Na'Vi were ahead because they were just playing the lanes better. But because Liquid have denied all of the objective to Na'Vi, they are in a bit more control, and they've managed to creep their way ahead. But like you said, once Na'Vi start getting those cheap turn-ins, then there's a lot of XP saved up in those forts that they can get, and that will put them ahead very easily.
They can't lose the fight, though. They'd be dropping all their coins.
Yeah, and that's the problem. That all of their coins are on the Butcher. So they need to keep him alive, but he is their main engaged squad.
Oh, it's
thinking about boss, but they walk over an Abathur mine instantly.
It's only 2 payments by Team Liquid. I thought it was 3 already.
No, it's just 2, because the mid fort was just the most recent one to go down. The top one went down as well, because the top lane has been
They're doing the boss.
really effectively. They are doing the boss. They're just 2-manning it, and they can absolutely do this. The Butcher did get rooted there. No one here to contest this. Instead, Liquid just really hard pushing this bot lane, and this will be the 3rd fort for them that they will take.
I wonder if they're realizing. I don't think they care too much at this one. To be honest, like 10th-minute mark boss.
They definitely know, because Abathur had mines down.
That's super scary.
Yeah, which is why they're pushing so hard here. They know that Butcher and Uber are not here, and they're just going to be able to get this. There's a Viking and Illidan in the area, and they just don't care. Just going to pick up the coins. Abathur is defending that fort for now. The boss will go very aggressively onto it, but at the moment, it's not too much of a problem. The fort will go down, so what? Liquid have already taken down 3.
Yeah, Shrink Ray here for Uther, by the way. Really going to come in useful to help them fight against the Illidan, but Liquid, they're up now 1 level. They were 1 level behind earlier, like not too long ago.
Yeah,
They've
Na'Vi
caught up very nicely.
Na'Vi do have everyone here. Liquid will get another turn, and Na'Vi just not contesting this. Where is it? No shield glare or anything, and that is just another turn in.
Abathur must have been doing a pretty good job of soaking, to be honest.
He is. He's been soaking basically constantly, and finally that fort does go down.
12,000
Yeah.
experience soaked.
12,000 XP for Johanna as well, though.
Yeah.
Very nice player.
She was soloing top for a very long time, I think.
Yeah, and Abathur with the 8,000. So good XP gain from those. Zagara with 8,000 as well. So all the people who've been in lanes for a while, lots of XP, and then Vikings just because they split up.
They were 15 to 15, but much closer on the 16 here for Team Liquids. Who are gonna defend here this boss at home?
Eric once again gets picked off, and we can see that all of Na'Vi's kills have been on Vikings. They've
so
basically
close to
killed Eric
16.
3 times.
They get
There
16.
is 16. They're pushing in here. Breeze and Splendor are very juicy targets. Unstoppable is active by Johanna. There's the engagement onto Zagara. There's the cleanse that will keep her alive. She's just trying to do as much damage as possible. Longboat Raid is getting it in the more, but it's still alive, so it's just going to continue to push this in. Breeze is trapped in the background. Falcon, as the cloned Illidan, is diving onto Shrimp, but Shrimpy disengages, and they're able to take down the Viking. They get Johanna, and Eternal is the next target, but he is far too tanky in the Abathur form. He will back out. But once again, Liquid keeping control of the map.
Navi, they didn't really drop any coin, though.
Yeah,
I
their
don't think-
Butcher is somehow still alive.
Yeah, Johanna didn't have much, or if any, really.
Yeah.
If they had killed, there's a few of their players that have quite a few coins, so could have been a lot worse.
It's just all about control for
Oh my god, if JPL died, like...
Can he really afford to engage like that? He has so much to lose. It's going to be so risky. Vortex, though. There's the jump. There's the Abathur. And Olaf is actually going to live a 4-man gank. So very well played by Abathur. And nice timing on the jump there by Vortex. More turn-ins for Liquid, and that's the point. They own the map at the moment. They can just keep doing this. And this is enough for another turn-in.
This is crazy. 2 maps in a row, and Navi is not able to complete any payments.
Navi
First on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and now on Black House Bay.
Wow, this is really impressive. It's a good job there. I'm starting to think that if all the themes went like this, then maybe they should have left in Garden of Terror, so you don't have to turn those in. Just collect them and
They
get
should
ready.
go to a restaurant after the finals. I'm pretty sure that Team Liquid will be inviting Navi, as they won't let them pay another time. It's not happening.
For now, though, Na'Vi just playing it very safe. They are the level 16 as well. And Team Liquid just keeping that control. And look at that path of mines set out by Abathur just to catch Na'Vi as they go towards that turn-in.
Getting some vision. It's actually been really important, and one thing that he's done really well.
Those mines have been amazing side time, and with the extra slow.
Stealing the knights.
Yeah, and they can do this. Like we said, they
Liquid
had
is
map
so
control.
confident. They're always across the map, still in camps.
Yeah, and we can see Eternal ran over a mine there. He's running over another one. And now they can see the Liquid are coming from above. This is not the best angle for Liquid, but it is still good. There's very little places.
This is a
for Navi
crazy
to
low
run.
amount of kills, by the way, in this game so far.
Yeah,
there
it
hasn't
is
really been any big
one
fights.
single kill to 3 Viking kills. And Navi, this is the most aggressive they've been, pushing into this point.
Illidan is out of position.
He is, but he can very quickly come round and help, and Ultimate Evolution is up, and there it goes.
He's going to use it. Here we
On
go.
Falcon, they're going on to Eternal. Eternal tanking a lot of it. Breeze does have his Iron Skin up and is tanking a lot of this. No one's committing. Liquid just pushing this back. In comes the Butcher. He does have the Furnace Blast up, and it did a lot of damage, but not enough. Falcon getting dropped down, but that was the clone. The Divine Shield was used on Schwimpy to keep him alive in the background, doing a lot of damage. So far, no one has actually fallen. Now it has been chased. Schwimpy getting picked off. Infernal, the Longbow Raid, so much damage. Blackscorp, they're chasing on to JPL. If they get him, so many coins, and he goes down. 33 coins picked up by Liquid. And now they have 35 of their own, and they need 18 to turn in. But right now, looks like they're thinking about just going aggressive here.
Yeah, they can even, I think, well, I guess, not go for a keep mid, because he's already down there. I think they can just go for a payment, do some more camps, have some fun, and then go for another payment later, because, I mean, that's pretty much all they've been doing, collecting coins, paying, and as of late, even collecting coins from the dead bodies of their opponents.
Yeah, and that was what we were talking about. If JPL got caught out at any point, if they lose a fight with JPL not able to get away, then suddenly Na'Vi are in an incredibly bad situation. Liquid 19 to Na'Vi 17. They're going to be hitting 20 before the next fight. Boss has just respawned, and Na'Vi, there's no way they're going to be able to raid that if Liquid decides to take it. And we can see Illidan already on his way up to the top with the Malfurion.
Really impressed by Liquid, I have to say.
Yeah, they are
These grand
rocking this.
finals.
We were talking about the fact that Na'Vi might be the ones to dethrone it, but Liquid just controlling the maps.
Yeah.
And I said it earlier, Na'Vi very good when they are on the aggression, but Liquid have just controlled it so well to not let them do it. Exactly,
It's not you shall
never
not pass,
pay.
it's you shall not pay.
Liquid, the best first aider of all time. No, I will pay. Yeah, having a look at the turns, we do have the double imposing presence coming in from the Warriors, which is just not really helping them at the moment. And Liquid, once again, going aggressive here. They want to try and catch someone. The root from Malfurion does not land. That was very aggressive. And there is the Furnace Blast, and everyone dodged it. No damage from that Furnace Blast at all. Divine Shield is on the Butcher, though. He's trying to chase down Blackscorp. But now, Blackscorp re-engaging onto JPL. He turns it. The Longbow Raid, though, doing so much damage. JPL will fall here. He doesn't have any coins this time, though. And we're going to see a couple other members of Na'Vi go down as well. Schwimpy is the lowest. Lucifer gets the ultimate fight and picks him off. And Breeze is trying to save his teammates here, but Eternal being dropped low. Ufa is already down. It's just Breeze left. And it looks like Liquid made it to ignore it, but no, they turned it onto him. And he will go down as well eventually. Yeah. And the Vikings somehow survived that too.
With level 20 against level 17, this was never going to go well here for Na'Vi. They're going to call GG. And Liquid, they go up 2-0 here in the grand finals in this best of 5. After some of the best decision making and play in general that I've seen for a long time, if ever, on these maps.
Yeah, fantastic play by Liquid. There's no... Well, they've run out of maps where there's turn-ins, so they can't run that strategy again, but with this utter domination so far, right now it's looking like Richard is the only one who may have predicted this right. If they keep up that kind of pressure, Liquid, they brought their land game. And that's exactly what they needed to do, just playing it obscenely well. Do we remember what the third map is? I think that might have been Dragon. I know Dragon was in the mix.
This map was, to be honest, a little bit crazy, like what was happening in the mid-game, because as much as at first Liquid was playing defensive, I thought that for most of the game, they were going to be the ones that were going to have to play defensive, but somehow it was Na'Vi that was really scared whenever Liquid was on their side of the map. Even though there was, Vikings soaking everywhere, I think they should have been pretty happy to take most of these fights, but they didn't. They pulled back, they got a lot of their camp stolen, and I do think that there was a few moments when they could have gone for a fight and then, try and win it and then go for a payment, but Liquid, they played it almost feels as if they were so confident that they knew that Na'Vi, with same level, same talents, they were going to pull back because they were scared of them. They had so much momentum in this game.
And I want to give one huge shout out here once again to Falcon. Really nice Abath play again, and those Ultimate Evolutions, really good. He was in the backline doing damage, and the second Na'Vi starts turning on him, it's a sacrificial lamb. It can go down. They still have the Abath symbiote, and it allowed Liquid to get quite a few turn-ins, and it's just super well played by them. We're just getting ready for the next draft right now. And Na'Vi have quite the hill to climb now. Audience is loving it. They are 100% loving it. Just waiting for Liquid to ready up again. Everyone just sitting down, getting their earbuds back in so they can hear each other for the draft. And there we go. Both teams readied up. And what do you think? Do they have to ban Illidan? But if that's the case,
I don't think the problem was in the draft here. Personally, I think that Na'Vi, they need to take more fights, and especially on the same talent.
More aggressive.
Yeah, like they were so reluctant to take fights, and then eventually, when they were level 17, they were like, "Oh, I guess we might as well take it." Like,
yeah.
If you're gonna take a fight, you might as well be on same talents and levels. And there was a few times where they had the opportunity, but delayed it way too much.
Yeah, and that is the Sky Temple. Na'Vi sticking to their guns. They really don't want to deal with the Zeratul, despite being first pick. But this does mean if Liquid don't ban Jaina or someone like that, then they could pick up Jaina. But Na'Vi so far consistently first picking Johanna. Still, we'll have to see if that does continue too. I know, no love. Like he got played a couple times and didn't actually win because he went against Illidan every time. Liquid taking their time with this.
Free Zeratul.
Free Zeratul. Free him from the ban phase. He must get through. Jaina's seen play. We have seen more Zeratools than Novas, though, so at least that's good.
Yeah, we saw Zeratul 2 times.
Yeah, and Nova once. Difference is Nova won.
Is that a sign?
Is it a sign? Nova bans incoming. And Liquid just taking their time a lot with this ban. They want to make sure they get it right.
It's funny because, like,
wow,
okay,
first ban.
Yeah, on Sky Temple, I completely understand that they would do that. Abathur being picked very quickly behind this. And I mean,
can't ban it.
It feels like Liquid, if they draft something they're good at, they're not that afraid of a Butcher comp. Like the previous game, they made it look like Butcher was like a wuss. They chased him like he was nothing. Yeah.
Like they
were bullying Butcher.
Yeah, there was one time where it looked. There was one time where it looked like Butcher was actually going to get a really good Furnace Blast off, and the second it was about to hit, Illidan metamorphosizes, so he dodges it, and the other person just gets out of the way. So the only two people it was going to hit immediately cancel out. So all of that burst damage, all the potential he had, just immediately ruined. So he's just back to auto-attacking again, and you can't win that fight versus Illidan with Butcher because of evasion.
Team Liquid, they must be thinking about whether or not they should pick the Illidan here right now, because, I mean, they've been playing it all the time. Na'Vi opened with an Abathur. This was a pretty quick pick here by Na'Vi, by the way. Like,
there's the Illidan. They won it. So
I really hope they're not on tilt. Like, they look a little bit bothered after the first game, the second game, I have to say.
Yeah, very, very true. But Liquid, like we said, picking up the Illidan now. Are they just going to pick up the Ufa straight away?
Definitely would be a good choice, I think, to go for something like that here on this map, especially basically to steal it away. Who do you combo Abathur with, though, here at Na'Vi? They're going to have to build an entire comp around it.
Butcher sitting on Johanna's quite good. Like, Johanna isn't huge in damage. There is the Uther from Liquid. But Johanna isn't huge on damage, but she makes an amazing bus for Abathur to do a lot of damage with and just be incredibly disruptive in a team fight. She is the Abathur transportation device, which is why we did see the clone of it in one of the previous games where it was Johanna and Abathur. And the copy of Johanna, Ultimate Evolution, they just ran in both of them. It's not huge damage, which is what I did say at the time, and I was wrong. Yeah. I just messed it up in the team fight. But
the fact
it's just huge disruption.
The fact that Tyrande was banned here and left Jaina open, and they seized that opportunity and go for Jaina on this map, pretty good hero to have.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Jaina,
pretty insane burst.
Very good for area control, and quite good against Illidan, especially before he gets his Sixth Sense. You can really do some damage to him, and picking up the Rhaegar for themselves, not letting Liquid out support them this time. Want to make sure they have that locked down and comfortable. And this is the first time Na'Vi have not put priority on Warriors.
Yeah.
And that is very interesting, but I guess it makes sense because Liquid don't either. So why put priority on something your opponents are not going to steal from you?
Actually, both teams so far, like completely, not just in picks, but even in bans, completely neglected Warriors. So Johanna still available, Muradin as well. A lot of good heroes to pick from here to tank at the front. It's interesting to see how popular TRL is with Team Liquid, because I think not too many teams like to run a TRL.
Yeah, it seems to just be because their whole style is They chase until you make a mistake and then engage.
Yeah.
And that's a very interesting style, and it works very often. They don't just judgment and then follow up.
Yeah.
They will engage with
Lastifon
Elduin's
is very
might.
patient
He
with
really is.
his judgment.
Yeah, he just engages with you with Elduin's might.
Some might
can
say
get away if
he has a
needs to.
very good judgment.
Yes.
Kappa.
Yes, he does. But Na'Vi, waiting for their ban right now. Liquid have not picked any kind of ranged assassin. Na'Vi already getting the Jaina, so maybe banning out the Kael'thas or something like that. Banning out the Vikings, maybe. Because this is another very large map that the Vikings can do well on.
Seen the Vikings do some wonders in the past on this map.
Yeah, especially from Liquid. And if you take the way, no, banning out the map
Oh, wow.
Fury, and they don't want Liquid running that double support comp again. And that makes a lot of sense. You've taken away the Abathur, so remove any more
Yeah.
sustain from him, and it's just Uther. It's just
To be
Uther
honest,
and Abathur.
it's not even just double support. It's double support with Illidan,
Yeah.
which somehow they make look so good every single time.
Yeah, and
Yet
they just
I have a
rock it
hard
every
time imagining myself play this and like do it well.
It is just Liquid. That is just how they do it. But now, they're basically in a situation where this is standard drafting, just a standard draft for Liquid.
Yeah.
It's not
Zagara?
their usual style. I would say Zagara would be pretty good for them. Maybe Lost Vikings, bring those in again. But Liquid, they don't have the Abathur. They don't have double healers.
I think
it's
Johanna-
just Illidan and Uther.
Yeah.
Nothing special.
I think if they went for something like, okay, I was going to say
Tyrael again.
Johanna, but Tyrael,
They
really,
like that
really
all-in
what
comp.
they like the most.
They really do like that all-in comp.
So probably an assassin here.
Yeah, I agree that...
Zagara, Vala, still available.
Yeah, Falstad, Nazibo. We haven't seen them focus the Nazibo Zagara that they have.
They really don't have to play something like Vikings, but they are just so good at it anyway that it's always okay. It feels for them to go for something like that.
Yeah, fills in very well for them. And for now,
They can save it for last though, because I don't think Navi has any plans to go
yeah, I
for
think
Vikings
they can.
themselves.
And they seem to be quite comfortable with Tyrael as their only warrior. And Na'Vi do need to
What
pick
about
up
the
some warriors
Tassadar on
themselves.
this map to support the Illidan as well? Like a damage dealer and
As long-
Tassadar.
Yeah, if they have like someone like Zagara or Kael'thas as their damage dealer, then I definitely think that Tassadar can fit in. But as we've seen before from Gamers 2, you cannot rely on Tassadar as your main range damage dealer. It
Yeah.
does not work. But in a composition like that, where you have someone else to focus on, then that could work out very well for them. And
I
they are
really
the
wonder
Symbiote.
who Navi is going to, I guess, use Symbiote on.
Well, I'm pretty sure they'll pick up Johanna. There's the Zagara from Liquid, as we expected. I'm pretty sure they'll pick up Johanna now. And then it's a question of who they're going to pick. Are they going to go double warrior? Are they bringing in some extra damage?
Yeah. And
that
Team
is the
Liquid, do they end up this draft here for themselves with an assassin or is it Tassadar?
Yeah, there's some very good options available for both teams here. But right now, Liquids looks more like a solid lineup at the moment. Na'Vi,
Yeah.
they still have some fleshing out to do in the form of their warriors to work out how they're going to play this game. Muradin is available. And with only Uther, he is going to be very good against Zeratul with, of course, that reverberation. Illidan's have been consistently doing well
Against
against
Illidan,
Uthers
you
with
mean?
reverberation. Yeah, sorry. Muradins have been doing consistently well
Yeah.
against Illidan's.
They can only go for one of them, Johanna or Muradin, so I guess,
Well, they could go both,
I don't think
but
it'd be that
they
good.
need more damage.
Actually, they can use Ultimate Evolution on Jaina in fights.
Oh, yeah.
Burst down.
Why did I completely forget about that? There's the fact that Jaina, if the ultimate evolution applies chills to a target, then the real one will still get damage and vice versa. So those two cloned together
Yeah, that'd
is
be crazy.
absurd amounts of damage. And like we said before, very good at picking off people like Illidan, bursting down people like Zagara. So yeah, completely forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome. Patrick. That is
There's
my
the
job.
Johanna. And Na'Vi, like we said, they can pick another damage dealer here, but with the clones of Jaina, might not need it, so they could go
Yeah,
double warrior
Muradin.
here, bring in the Muradin as well. There is potential for Butcher.
To be
they
honest-
have Abathur, but what you engage on Zagara and that's about it.
Who was it that was playing Muradin? I think it was Eternal.
Because the last game, yeah. Breeze
Yeah,
was on
because
Johanna.
Breeze was on Johanna. It wasn't that good. Like he missed a few stunts here and there. Yeah. Not the best.
So we have Asmodan, and they actually have a very good setup for this. However, this isn't really a map that you can stack multiple lanes on
Yeah.
as well. Like,
You're
you
gonna need
can-
to fight a lot of the time. Like
Yeah.
that means he's gonna have to kind of ignore that and like do his own
Yeah.
thing with the stacks.
You can position Asmodan in such a way that you're not in a lane and still stack off mid and top.
I'm a
but
little
it's
bit
very
worried.
difficult. It's
I'm
very
actually very worried here for Navi.
I am worried as well, but we've seen Gamers 2 prove quite consistently that Asmodan works very well against Illidan if you get max stacks and if you land it. And Na'Vi do have a very good comp for setting up those stacks. And they, unlike Gamers 2 in that last game they played, they actually have follow-up damage.
Yeah.
So this seems like a much more stable Asmodan comp than Gamers 2 ran, but Liquid, they're just in their comfort zone right now.
So maybe Tassadar here is definitely a good choice, right?
Yeah, the extra protection for Illidan would be nice, but nope, it's Vikings.
Wow.
Liquid being Liquid.
Being themselves.
Yeah,
Here's the grand finals. Match points, Thatcher.
it is. If Liquid win this, this will be their 3rd DreamHack Championship. Na'Vi need to win every map from here on out.
They love it.
They love it. I wonder which team they're supporting. I'm sure no one can guess. Na'Vi just getting ready. And they need to be in the zone for now. Like we said, 3 maps in a row. We were talking about it's hard to just take 3 maps here and there off Liquid.
Yeah.
Taking 3 in a row, when you just list it like that, sounds like an impossible task. Na'Vi just need to play the best heroes they have in order to do this.
I wonder if they will play with a mule here, actually.
On the Abathur,
Yeah.
I think that'll work out. Because they're going to be ultimate evolutioning whenever possible as opposed to symbioting.
Yeah, I guess.
Like even, yeah, I think that could work out quite well for them. Liquid just finishing up their preparations before we do get into the game. Both teams, they just look so focused right now. Having a look at the drafts, like I said before, Liquid's definitely seems their style. It's much more standard, much more comfortable for them. They have Zagara, they have the Illidan, they have the Uther to protect the Illidan, and the Lost Vikings. It's a very standard draft for Liquid.
They have some incredible momentum.
Yeah.
I mean, those first 2 maps were like ridiculous. I don't think I'd ever seen somebody get so dominated that they can't even pay for like a whole game.
Yeah.
You know, it's usually like you're gonna slip here or there and like let them pay one time, but no, not with Team Liquid. And they're looking to try and close it out here on match points on Sky Temple, Thatcher.
They are indeed, but let us introduce the team. So, ladies and gentlemen, they need to win 3 in a row to take this, but this is the map they need to start their comeback on. On the left-hand side, it is the blue team of Natus Vincere. And playing on the Jaina, it is Eternal. Playing the Rhaegar, it is going to be Splendor. The Abathur, being played by Shrimpy. Asmodan, being played by JPL. And the Johanna, being played by Breeze. And on the right-hand side, 1 game away from becoming their 3rd DreamHack Championship in a row, it is Team Liquid! And playing the Tyrael, it is going to be Lucifron. And the fans' home crowd advantage very much here for Liquid. Have to expect that. Playing the Lost Vikings, it is going to be Vortex. The Uther being played by Gran Paqueta. And there's a bit of aggression happening. We're not going to see anyone go down either side here. The Zagara is being played by Falcon. Currently he's kind of alone here other than Abathur Symbiote. And Illidan is being played by Blackscorp.
Yeah, Blackscorp was played pretty much one hero for the most part here in this tournament, but done fantastic with it. Never really overextending, maybe like 1 or 2 times, but it didn't really matter in the end. Definitely looking to continue here the strong performance. Nice rotation here by Liquid, you know, staying at the bottom, pushing back the lane, going down going back up to the mids.
JPL not timing that right, not getting the stacks. We're going to have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what Na'Vi are doing. They're dancing between mid and top lane, just trying to clear the wave and then move on. It's very much the standard 4-man roaming, but instead of 4-man, it is 3-man roaming style. But they are missing out a bit of victory, and once again, not getting that many stacks.
Talent-wise, Abathur went for a Locust boost here on level 1, so maybe looking to siege a bit.
Maybe put a bit of pressure on, weaken those buildings down so any temples they get will be very much in their favor. For now, though, Illidan is contesting this top, but there are 3 members of Na'Vi here, which will force him, I was about to say to back up, but he now has reinforcements. It's 3 versus 3. JPL backing away here, takes a bit of damage, has Abathur on his head, and he will be able to back out. But now this temple going over the Liquid, they already have control of mid as well, and they're taking control of the game again, Todd.
Yeah, Gran Paquete was blocking, body blocking quite nicely here, but in the end, JPL did get away with the Asmodan. Team Liquid just a little bit ahead on the experience here, still gonna keep on fighting around the middle. It's 2 on 3, so they need to pull back, wait for reinforcements here. Vortex and Falcon are gonna come back.
Yeah, and they can still take this. The final shots do go over to Na'Vi.
Liquid, they got top, they got so many shots off top, and now some of the middle.
They've got most of mid and quite a few, and all of top, basically.
Level 5 against level 4 already.
Yeah, Liquid just getting so far ahead. The Vikings proving much better at soaking here than the Abafa currently, but the Abafa still has a lot of good time to go. Down goes Splendor. Picked off here, was far too far forward in this top lane.
Yeah, a little bit worried here for Na'Vi that they start really falling apart, like maybe a little bit on tilt from the previous games.
Maybe.
They fought so hard and got so far, but in the end,
Don't you fucking dare.
didn't even matter.
Damn it. But for now, Blackscorp is in full retreat. Breeze thinking about trying to pick him up, but they do not have the damage to take down Illidan at this point in time. Aspedan, there we go. That was a good one. Getting some stacks there. How many is he on at the moment?
Your guess?
40.
Only one. I wouldn't have. Not doing that well so far, but that's that, I guess. You know, as long as he can keep on building up consistency, he's going to be key here.
Yeah. Once he hits 10, he can do it on his own. Just needs to build enough that he can
Level
one-shot
7 to
lanes.
5, though. Even though that's close to 6.
This is starting to get a bit out of control. There is level 6. It's still one level, but it's an entire XP bar difference.
Liquid,
And
they're
that
really
is-
in the rhythm.
They are. They're just pushing, they're taking control of all the maps, and this is what we said earlier. Na'Vi, they do well when they are in control, when they're the aggressors, and they're just not able to do that in this series yet. But they still do have the chance. This game is a long way from over. The second temple hasn't even spawned yet. It will be any second now, as we are now past the 4-minute point. Blackscorp just pushing him very aggressive. Eternal out of position. There's the Abafa trying to say, but in comes Grand Paqueta with the stun.
Yeah.
And Team Liquid, 2 kills to a quarter.
Oh, they're not just pushing at top. They actually bribed the siege camp at bottom, so that's going to force the defense here
Yes.
out of Na'Vi.
Yeah, Fort at the top lane will go down, and they still have those bruiser camps prepared to continue to push that forward. And like we can just see, the temple has just spawned in the bot lane. So Liquid, they've finished in the top lane. They can go straight to bot and
Yeah.
let that bruiser camp just keep pushing and take some ammo from top.
One whole level ahead already. Assuming Temple's going to come up soon, surely it's going to take a long time to shoot all of that ammo from the Temple. So if they get level 10 during it, it's going to be a nightmare for Na'Vi to handle that situation. They're going to have to start playing defensive, and we see what happened in the 2 previous maps. They had to play defensive the whole map. They never could pay. What if this time they couldn't step on a Temple, Thatcher?
Well, they've managed to get a couple shots up to now, but they haven't managed to get a full one yet at all. And we spoke about this in the Na'Vi versus Gamers 2 game where Asmodan was run, where Na'Vi basically had to take control and not let Asmodan get to that late game point where he can start sniping people. And right now, Na'Vi, they're building stacks a little bit slower than we would hope to at the moment, and Liquid are taking so much control over the map, they may just be too far ahead by the time Asmodan gets to a reasonable level.
Yeah, it's going to take definitely something special here out of Na'Vi to be able to come back in this. They need to pick somebody up, but Liquid, they never seem to make those mistakes, you know, where one guy's just going to wander around or even get caught back on their side of the map, and he's actually going to fall. And then from there, you know, Na'Vi could gain some momentum and start killing the rest of the team. That just doesn't happen. The worst mistake they've ever made was like one guy was barely out of position before a fight, got engaged, got killed, but that's it. Never one of those huge mistakes. As good as they are as a team, individually, they are pretty damn good as well.
Yeah, they are all good players individually. It's the same for both teams, but the synergy just seems to be there for Liquid at the moment.
It was like, what, level 7.5 to almost 9.
Yeah. Liquid, if Liquid get heroics and Na'Vi are anywhere near them, Liquid will just pick one of them off. And they can do that, and they will just continue to do that. They will just, I believe the phrase in StarCraft was, once you're ahead, get further ahead, and that's what Liquid do. They have incredible split pushing, and they have a very good pick potential.
It's crazy to think that a team like Team Liquid, they just have so many good heroes that
Yeah.
it feels like you need like, what, 5 bans? And then even then, I think they'd be so good with anything, regardless. But they're just ridiculous with, you know, Blackscorp on Illidan, Zeratul, Vikings as well on Vortex, Abathur as well, so they just got too many good heroes.
No,
Falcon makes Zagara look pretty damn good as well.
Yes, he does. Na'Vi, though, they are running a very interesting composition. This is way out of their normal style. They are literally just trying something because they need something to work. If they can survive and get that Asmodan stacked up, they may be able to start making their way back. But like you said, there is currently a very big level deficit. And that's going to take a long time for Na'Vi to make up. And it's going to be difficult. It is going to be very difficult because Liquid, they've just been splitting with the Vikings the entire game.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of bans, like, banning Zeratul out of Navi, I understand, but then later on banning Malfurion, really not sure what they were doing with this. Definitely should have banned something like Vikings, I think, to make sure that Team Liquid wasn't going to get it, but then they were still... they had that better themselves, to be honest, you know?
Yeah, didn't need to worry about it too much.
Yeah, when you play against Team Liquid, I guess, and they have these many good heroes like we talked about, you can try to pick some of them yourself and then ban the ones that are good at, and like create that balance where you're going to have as many of those heroes yourselves as they will as well. And then it's balanced, you know, like obviously they're pretty good with those heroes, but you can be pretty good yourself with them as well. But so far, I mean, in the draft, Liquid has just been able to kind of already, you know, dictate the pace, and in the end, really threw Navi out of their comfort zone. Like the compositions that Navi have been playing in the last 3 maps here against Team Liquid, you'd never see them play that stuff against anybody else.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to cater stuff to Liquid. It's just not working out for them. And it may sound a little bit like we are Liquid fanboys, but they are just playing so well for this entire tournament that you can't just let it go by. They're just doing a fantastic job at the moment.
I can't wait to see in the future, you know, how it's going to evolve like here for these teams, because, you know, I think the European scene is pretty strong.
Yeah.
And
it's going
so
to get
far
to the point where you need 18 bans just for Liquid.
No, but like, I mean, when they play against the rest of the world, the other regions, you know,
yeah, that's
DreamHack Austin, Liquid goes there, finally takes on the Americans possibly.
That would be interesting.
I'd be
be
very excited
very
for it.
interesting indeed, and we've talked about this for a while.
So far in Europe, they seem quite unstoppable, especially at DreamHack. You know, online, you can lose a few matches here and there, you know, everybody has days off, but here at DreamHack, they are looking at potentially their 3rd title in a row. That's pretty insane.
DreamHack seems to be their stomping ground, just able to take some good control. And currently we are, for those wondering at home, wondering why we have a lot of crowd shots, 1, the crowd is very handsome. And 2, we are just having some technical difficulties with some of the Liquid PCs. So we're just sorting that out, waiting for everything to normalize, and then we're going to get back underway as soon as possible.
It's been a pretty good day of heroes so far. Lots of good games, lots of very interesting draft. I learned quite a bit. I kind of want to play some Abathur myself after what I've seen because I'm I don't use the one ultimate that we saw more of today. You know, I'm a little bit more of a pushing guy, as bad as it sounds. So I definitely seen some very cool play. Butcher as well. Like Butcher looked pretty cool in some of those games. Yeah, they wish they could maybe. No, maybe not yet. There's still hope.
There is always
it's not over till it's over.
Exactly. It's not over until there is a very nice bit of rubble and coins spilling out of the core. And like we said, Na'Vi, they very much are catered towards the late game at the moment. If they can get that Asmodan stacked, they may be able to start getting some very good hits. And it's going to one-shot Vikings. It's going to be very satisfying if we get it to that point. We saw what Gamers 2 max stacked Asmodan did to an Illidan last time, and this time Na'Vi do have the follow-up. So if Illidan is anywhere in the team fight and gets hit by one of those, then Jaina with the follow-up, or the 2 Jainas with the Amber for copy, could really get a good kill there.
I'm having a hard time imagining how Navi they're going to deal with the Illidan here. Like TL comes in, Illidan follows up, they target.
I think they literally just turn and focus, laser.
2 people get mauled, and then
yeah,
Vikings going to do a ton of damage. Like this is looking to be
a
pretty tough fight for Navi.
The Maul's going to be what turns it, because if Illidan dives in and Na'Vi can survive the initial burst with the Divine Shield, then they just turn around, full burst from Jaina, and the laser from Asmodan may be enough to finish him off. But it's the Divine Shielded bit, and the Maul could easily separate people out.
Birthday boy.
Birthday boy, he's
How
very
do you say
excited about
happy
it.
birthday in Spanish?
I don't know, they were singing it earlier. I don't actually know how. And once again, we're still just waiting for stuff to get set up.
The Zagara, man. I have to say also, like, I kind of want to try that myself, you know.
If you
that
can get your Mauls
consistency
right.
where you just don't die, you always stay far in the back. To be honest, Falcon, he makes any assassin just look insane.
Yeah, and there's
I
the
remember
fact
his games on Kalthas at Summer, like, he just wouldn't die ever.
Yeah, and Grandpa, to be fair and give him the credit he deserves, has done an incredible job on his healers, and he has been the source of most of the survives that we get from Zagara. We are back into the game, and Black Scorp is immediately just taking this temple.
Yeah.
Mid lane's being pushed. Top lane is fine for the moment, but how long will it remain so?
Level 9 and more than half, it's so close to 10, against close to 8 here for Na'Vi.
Yeah, there is a mule from the Abathur.
They can actually go on their side of the map right after this and steal all of their camps with the level 10 that they're going to have.
They can indeed.
They're going to get
There
it
we
from
go.
that fort here as well.
2 forts down, and with the lasers,
Okay.
they won't get bot forts.
Liquid are in a rush. Like, they want to go and
Yeah.
celebrate Black Scorp's birthday party, like, accordingly before midnight here. They want to hit the club, pop some champagne, start
Into the
spending
cup.
some of these esports dollars that they're going to earn here, because this is looking pretty good for them here right now. Level 10 against level 8. They're going to try to go for the boss here. Na'Vi cannot contest that. They have to
Yeah.
soak. They have to soak their level 10.
Reeves was hanging around the area, and he realizes like, yeah, there's nothing I can do. No one's coming, and it's probably the best that they don't. But in the meantime, there's a Viking in every lane. Liquid
Yeah.
grabbed this, and they've been soaking it this entire time. And like you said, level 9 to what is very soon to be level 11. Heroics, very normal stuff out of Liquid. The Judgment, the Longboat Raid, the Divine Shield, Devouring Maw, and the Metamorphosis.
I don't think a mule is going to do nearly enough here against the
agree.
pushing power of
The
Liquids and all the
audacity
momentum
out of
that they
Liquid
have.
right now, they just do not care immediately into that Bruiser camp. They could have taken a terrible angle. Uther wasn't even there, and they just do not care. They have so much control over the map right now.
Yeah, stealing that with ease here. Closing in level 12 against 9.5. Like, it feels like it's taking forever right
Yeah.
now for Na'Vi to finally get their level 10.
There's Bruisers and Siege Giants in the bot lane. The
Vortex
boss-
is happy to
Sorry,
just-
the boss and Siege Giants.
Take slingshots here at the bottom, soaking that XP.
Yeah, and that's what he can do. He's just soaking XP in every lane. Olaf right now is not really getting involved much, so there's going to be no Longboat Raid. He's just grabbing the vision back on the other side of the map because he can, and just why not? If your rest of your team is pushing and
Yeah.
you don't want to team fight, which it doesn't look like Liquid want to do.
They
just
finally get level.
everything.
They finally get level 10 here, Na'Vi, but against a Liquid that's this close to 13,
Yeah.
they should have tried to get a fight, I think, on 10. Vortex
Maybe.
gonna get caught here and
No, the jump. Oh, so close. Vortex just escaping that. And that was
That's-
Asmodan. That was Asmodan trying
Yeah.
to prove his worth there. But
That's a Ninja
unable to get
Viking
it.
right there,
That
for
is
sure.
a Ninja Viking. He does have the bonus movement speed and the healing when he runs on the level 4 talent. So that is able to help out here. And
Temples are coming up here, both at top and bottom. And with their level 13 against they're about to get 11 here, Na'Vi.
yeah,
I don't think they can contest. Like, I think Liquid's gonna be wanna be looking basically to try and go for the fight wherever Na'Vi is. So Na'Vi, they need to kind of try to trick them, maybe go at the bottom with a few guys, pretend that some of them are going top, and then get a good fight at the bottom, ideally. But like when you're one talent down against a team as good as Team Liquid, it's just gonna be super hard to finally be able to sell a story like this that you can make believable. Evolve Monstrosity, there we go, that's my build.
yeah, but Evolved Monstrosity with why not the ultimate evolution here when you already have the Jaina? That would have been most of their damage and their most efficient
Because
way
that's my
of killing
build,
Illidan. Yeah, just well, it seems to be working out for them. However, we do see Jaina looking in that bot lane. Oh no, Johanna did just get picked off by Liquid in that top lane, and they are just pushing in. They will get a keep from this. Splendor has taken control of this temple, so Na'Vi getting a couple shots off here. But Liquid, they just grabbed a keep, and now they're leaving.
A keep is down at the 8th minute. Like, this is an overwhelming performance so far here for Team Liquid in map number 3. Gonna keep on pressing forward here. Level 15 about to begin against just level 12. No talent up. Oh yeah, one talent up actually, yeah. Since
Can we have a look at
maybe
Asmodan
13.
stacks? 154.
Yeah,
That's not enough. That is nowhere near enough at this point. They need to be at least on light.
That's half at where he needs to be.
Yeah, in order to be getting any kind of significance in the team fights, which they haven't even had.
Shrink Ray was picked on Uther here.
Yeah. Pretty nice. Throw that on to Johanna. Remove the annoyance that she causes and lower the radius of that condemn, which is pretty nice. We're going to see the monstrosity getting focused down by Lucifron, chased all the way into the temple. He really wanted that dead. Kill it off before it gets any stacks and just remove its usefulness. And doesn't land any heroes, but is able to one-shot the minion wave, so he will continue to stack. But Liquid just looking so strong, they may just finish before he even gets like past 300.
They're not even stealing the giants at bottom. They're grouping up around middle.
Yeah.
Not sure what they're trying to do.
They're trying to put pressure on it. They don't need to take the Giants yet. They can just go. They're going to go grab them now because there's nothing to do. They were just putting pressure on, seeing where Na'Vi was, trying to make Na'Vi
It'd be
show.
good to take them.
Yeah. So they
I
are
think
able
just
to grab them.
3 kills to 0.285 so far here in this game. So not that many kills, but in terms of domination, it's definitely been Liquid soaking way more here with their Vikings.
Yeah, they are just waiting for their moment right now. Just grabbing map stuff, waiting for
This poor
stuff to
Abathur
spawn.
sat in the
I
whole base
know.
the whole game.
He can't risk coming out because there's nowhere for him to go. Second he moves, he's spotted by a Viking. And there's nothing he can do about it. He's in the top lane right now, but there's no keep as well. And Liquid pushing the bot lane here with their Siege Giants. That was the Asmodan.
wow.
Did a little bit of damage, like a third of Black Scorp's help, but he's able to tank it up. He's going to get out of here as Breeze was doing a bit of harassment to him, but it's nowhere near
The
enough.
Temple's going to finish this keep off.
Yeah. Bot keep's going to go down. Mid keep has mid keep taken any shots yet?
Oh, was he spotted?
No.
I don't think so. Nobody's doing top. So
Yeah.
with that bottom Temple here, Liquid, and closing in on 17, they're going to be able to get the bottom keep quite easily.
Just with
Two
two
keeps
Vikings.
down at the 10th minute.
Yeah, and this will...
They are not slowing down.
No, they're not. They're just keeping the pace up and continuing to push this in. Black Scorp, though, little bit separated, but he dives to the wall. He is now near Uther, so the Divine Shield is ready. Paqueta, very aggressive here, but
Yeah.
Na'Vi are just so scared. They're backing up. Water Elemental is just going to get picked off here, so that is now down and not available for the team fights.
Yeah, right now, Na'Vi, they're probably thinking about whether or not they should take a fight.
Yeah.
But
And, just quickly
the
to our-
answer is no, they shouldn't be. They should be trying to soak 16 before they go and finally try and force a fight.
Eternal.
Eternal gets jumped on top.
There's
on
the
top
ice
of-
block, but what do you do from here? You can maybe get Ancestral, but it's not enough. Down he goes, and they instantly go onto Rhaegar, trying to burst him down. In comes Eric to help out, but it's not going to be enough to kill off Splendor. But in the meantime, bottom temple, is being taken, and the shots are going on to that mid lane, and that keep is very quickly going to be exposed. Liquid grabbing the boss. They have full control.
Abathur got a fourth top, but I mean, at what cost?
At the cost of everything, basically. They're going to be losing their keep very soon. There is the boss going over to Liquid. And now they're once again going very aggressive, except for Lucifer, who's quite far back here, running the complete other way. I think he's just going for mana, or I think he's out looking for Abathur. Oh, he's rejoining his team.
Liquids with that boss here. We're only at the 12th minute, so it's not even that strong of a boss, but they're just so far ahead with 2 levels ahead. It's actually equal talents. I think Na'Vi, they're going to have to go for a fight here. And
this is their last chance.
Yeah, this might be the end here very soon.
And here we
They're
go.
not able
This
to get
is
a
the place
convincing
to
win.
do it. That is a pretty nice shot.
Yeah.
Able to do quite a bit of damage, but it's already healed up. And Na'Vi, I think they just need to ignore this boss right now and try and defend. They have everyone up. Everyone is ready. The boss will die
Yeah,
to the
the
core. It
mule,
will do
actually.
some shield. It can do, yeah, they can heal any damage that the boss does, but they just lose a keep instead because they wanted to kill the boss.
keeps on getting slammed by the boss and
He does.
interrupted.
He's not dodging. The tornado was helping that quite a lot, but just not the good angle here. Abathur, on the other hand, getting quite a bit of XP
Yeah.
here and pushing very nicely, but it's still
Oh, they're
zero.
they're
keeps
fishing
to
for Abathur,
one.
I think.
Oh, and they might find him.
Okay, no.
He is in this bush. If they look up there, they will see him. And they have
That's
two members
pretty
here.
ballsy, Abathur.
It is very ballsy. Abathur. Second, a Locust comes out. No, he is gone. That Locust comes out. Falcon will immediately.
Oh!
No, he cancelled it. That's a terrible idea. Shrimpy, does he
Tyrell!
go for this? No,
Oh my
he
god,
doesn't
he was
waste
too
it.
far to judgments.
Yeah, and I was wondering if Zakara was going to waste the ball
Oh
for
my
that.
god, that misclick.
That was a misclick. And just quickly, Observer, could you press Control-Shift-T so we can bring up the timers for heroics? Just so we can see what the cooldowns are. There we go. And for now, this is the most aggressive Na'Vi have been. They're actually out on the map, but while they're out on the map, Liquid are looking very aggressive as well. They're trying to find Na'Vi. They find Tyrael, do quite a bit of damage, and I think they were maybe considering backdooring,
Oh,
but
they're
now
gonna
they've
get
been
surrounded,
rumbled.
I think.
They
Oh,
are.
no, Liquid are
Liquid
going
are just
for the
going for
core.
it. They need to beat. Tyrael's
Here we
trying to
go.
stop the ports, and it's Grand Paqueta and Falcon. There's the mule, instantly dropped. Needs to start repairing, but Grand Paqueta just going to focus that down straight away, deny it. There's already temples shooting from the Vikings, and people aren't being. Tyrael is stopping the ports. It's not going to be enough, and Liquid, the temples will do it, and Liquid will take the game. GG! And Liquid are your DreamHack Valencia champions. Third DreamHack in a row. They're in front of their home crowd, and they are on fire at the moment. Liquid taking full domination in those games. Crowd 100% behind them all the way. And we talked about it, Na'Vi. We thought they would have the chance of doing it. But Liquid stopped Na'Vi getting any kind of aggression, any kind of control, and just took so much control of games that Na'Vi never got any momentum. And that is the Liquid style for them.
They made it look like a formality, Thatcher.
Yeah.
Not allowing their opponents to ever go for a turn-in. They got ahead, never really let go of their leads, and through some great decision-making, fighting everything. Like, they didn't really show any weaknesses, to be honest. There was the only one mistake that I remember from Liquid was when Malv got caught in snipe once, and same thing with Illidan, but those were minor mistakes.
And there is the trophy. Team Liquid, home crowd, home trophy, and their third DreamHack in a row. Can anyone stop these guys?
3 times champion, that's massive here at a big tournament like DreamHack.
Yeah. Someone has to step up. The gauntlet is down. Once you get that hat trick, suddenly there is there's already been a target on their back, but someone is going to want to dethrone these guys. But now, to continue with the congratulations, we're going to throw you over to the winner's interview given to you by Smix.
Oh my God, congratulations, Liquid, on your third DreamHack title here in Valencia. Absolutely phenomenal. Vortex, 3-1 against Gamers 2 in Bucharest, 3-0 against Gamers 2 at DreamHack Summer, and now another 3-0 here in Valencia, Spain. How does that feel?
It feels really great, to be honest. As I said, the last team that said that was going to beat us lost 3-0. It happened this time. And I also want to say something in Spanish. Sí!
Now, my last question to you, I know that this is special in so many different ways, and obviously the main reason being that, you know, this is your home country, Spain, but it is also your teammate's birthday, so do you have any words for your teammate?
Yeah, man. Happy birthday, man. And that's it.
Oh, the crowd is singing happy birthday for Black's Corp, and let's get the check ready for you guys as you rightfully deserved it. So Victor, if you can present me the check. Here you guys go. This is a check for $7,500. Congratulations again, Team Liquid, on this victory. These guys are your Turtle Beach DreamHack All-Stars Valencia champions, and that'll do it for us here on the main stage. So without further ado, Richard Lewis, back to you guys.
So guys, far be it from me to gloat, because I'm a humble man. It's got to be said.
I made you right with the prediction. Let me just say that before you go on.
I just said 3-0, man, and then you went, you know, just so you're right, so you added a bit of credibility to it. So in many ways, I told you what to say.
Let's not focus on the details. Let's just let's just be happy that we're all winners.
Yeah, we are all winners, and in fact, it's got to be said. I mean, unbelievable one-sided display there from Team Liquid. They really showed their dominance in a bunch of ways, and it kind of started bad for Na'Vi with that draft that we highlighted, the one that we all did together, like some sort of quadcast draft, which was, I think, pioneering, actually. That could be the future right there. And it just got worse from that point onwards. So just a few thoughts about the dominance and why Team Liquid were able to exert their will over Na'Vi so easily.
I said it so many times in the cast, but Na'Vi's strength, and they showed us in Gamers 2, when they played against Gamers 2, they got really ahead when they were the aggressors. They were able to get kills. And even in their first series, the one match they lost by a long way, they had no dominance, and they weren't able to be aggressive. The match they almost won, they were aggressive, then they started to play defensively, and Gamers 2 came back. When they beat Gamers 2, they were 100% aggression and 100% dominance. Liquid let them have none of that. They just took control, took every tiny lead they had, and the second Na'Vi are on the back foot, they just can't really seem to step up and bring it back.
I like how they took the Lost Vikings, a hero that everyone had basically decided was dead, had been gutted from the talent tree, and turns out not only still playable, but they can still dominate.
Yeah, they brought it back. Todd, obviously you watched that game while you were casting it. I hope so, anyway. Well, what are your thoughts about this Team Liquid side? I mean, you know, this is getting to be a bit of a dynasty now. That's like 3 DreamHacks on the bounce.
It's funny too how they came into this tournament with, like, you know, their recent performance online where they lost a little bit here and there, but at the same time we know that, you know, they have the experience and they're hardworking enough that, you know, they will always kind of deliver up to some level. And from map to map, match to match, they kept on playing better and better. Like this performance in the final, like I knew that they could win 3-0 and there was a good chance they might, but I didn't think that they will not allow a single payment 2 matches in a row from the opposite. That's pretty ridiculous if you think about it. Like, you know, grand finals of the tournament.
Dominant. Hayoko, obviously a proud moment for you. You've watched your little esports children grow up and become
Yes,
men.
my children.
Yeah, so not literally, figuratively.
I am one of the Duran brothers at this point.
So tell me what it's like, in the Team Liquid camp right now, because I mean, supremely confident, winning events.
3 DreamHacks in a row. Dropping one map between 3 events. It's pretty unreal.
You take full credit.
Yeah, 100%. Not only for
Go
the
on the
DreamHack
stage, go on the
performances,
stage.
but yeah, I also take credit for the creation of the team. Yeah.
Good. It's great. Well done.
Yeah.
You did a very good job. So a few words about Na'Vi, I think, before we wrap up as well, though, because they've shown some forward progress as well. It's not all doom and gloom. They're probably not feeling happy right now, getting 3-0'd in a final. But of course, they made it to the final, which they broke up that hegemony.
Yeah.
We've seen Gamers 2 sort of being right up there and being the sort of the foil to Team Liquid.
They're on the
Na'Vi
rise.
changed that.
In the European scene, they've been on the rise for quite some time, doing better and better. As of late, they've been doing well online. So they're showing promise, I think, for the future.
Like Richard said, they're definitely showing progress. Because they started off at the last DreamHack, they came 3rd in what was quite one-sided. They just lost both their matches to Gamers 2. They finally beat that hurdle of Gamers 2, and the fact that they've done that, maybe they just need to keep working at it and get over their brand new hurdle of Team Liquid.
Yeah, now it's Team Liquid.
They took down one mountain, now they have a bigger one.
Exactly.
But just to end on a Team Liquid note, is it's appropriate that they're the victors. This Tempo Storm thing that you're talking about, that you're hyping up, I mean...
I don't know, man.
Can we make this happen soon? Because...
Yeah, I think there's a pretty good chance that they're going to play at the end of August at MSI.
Right, but I mean, until then, we've got a theory craft about who's the best in the world,
Yeah, I'm
right?
cool with that. Yeah.
All right, okay, cool. Well, look, guys, it's been a blast doing the desk with you. Before we go, I must remind you, there's still a chance for you to get that Malfurion skin. So what you want to do, and Hero, I should say. So all you got to do is tweet at #DHAllstars and follow @DreamHack on Twitter. You got a chance to get that. Like I said, there was 100 up for grabs. I don't know where we're at right now, but make sure that you do that so we can give you a bit of swag from this event. So anyway, guys, it's been a blast. Memories. What was the high point of the day? We'll do a high point and then we'll go out. Todd?
I'm really bad at it. I always say the same thing. I'm like, all the good games and
Yeah,
all the good moves.
Every time
You
I
know
ask you
what?
this, go on, say
Not
it.
allowing them to pay a single time. That was the hype moment for me, because they basically said, nope, you shall not pay.
Door, boom, door shut. What
I
about
have
you,
two.
Coach? Okay, I'm going to allow this.
Okay. Firstly, Na'Vi finally beating Gamers 2. Just the sheer joy that they expelled for that. They finally beat that hurdle. And the other one, the audience anytime Team Liquid was on stage. Just at every point, they were just incredible.
Heyoka's analysis as well.
Yeah.
Definitely very high in there.
Did they say that in Antarctica?
Best moment of the day.
I've got a feeling I know what your high point's going to be, but go on, surprise
You
me.
probably don't, actually. I was going to say I'm a man of detail, and my high point was that Divine Shield in Dragonstorm. Dragon.
That was very cool.
Yeah.
That was very old-fashioned, and it was good to see it.
Yeah, it was good.
There was a lot of people raving about that actually on the Team Liquid thread, so that's very true. Well noticed. I read these things in the
What
break.
about yours?
My high point,
Learning about what Heroes of the Storm is.
doing a
that's
new
your-
game. Because when you get to my
Joining a
age,
new family.
yeah, exactly. you think you've seen it all, you've done it all, and then you get to do something new, and it's cool. So I really enjoyed it. I had a blast, and thanks to you guys for walking me through it and making me not look too stupid. So
There's only
anyway,
so much we can do.
yeah, I know. You know when life gives you lemons, okay? But anyway, so thanks a lot to you guys. Thanks to all of you people who watched, of course. It's been a wonderful day here at DreamHack Valencia. And from the Turtle Beach DreamHack All-Stars, that is it. That's all we got time for. And we will see you next time. Thanks a lot.